That's unaffected by analysis. It's the residue remaining after an exothermic reaction.
But there's no evidence for the source, no pore pattern or emission devices.
There are evidence in most factors, very
Good evening, good evening, good evening. Whoever's there.
What are they using?
What we're going to have a look at today. What are we going to have a look at today? Let's just have a little look, see. Goons. Yeah, we all love a goon, don't we? 2 days ago, Edge of the Matrix, they came at me one after the other. Is it going to be Edge of the Matrix for us tonight? Probably. We'll see. Let's just have a quick look at what we've got here. So I've got that one. Let's do Edge of the Matrix. Let's do that shit. So that's that. Fucking thing. That's that. I've got to go into settings. This is fucked up. This is still supposed to be a very up to date new laptop, right? Like shit up. But no. Of fucking course not. Speakers. I don't want it on the fucking microphone. Of course not. Speakers, don't them. What do I want? JLab microphone as speakers. You fucking mad? Dave, hello. Nathan, hello, mate. Can you hear me okay on this? I've just got to change these fucking speaker things over. Oh my god. Clicked off it. I don't know what I'm doing. Volume. Let's get back one. So it's got to be. It can't be that thing. Right, let me just try this. There we go. Sorry about this. UK Fred, hello, mate. Right, let me share this. Let's just see if everything's correct. Turn this down in the background. What the fuck is this shit? Here we go. Okay. So I'm going to share this. Auditor Sniffer, hello. It's a cracking name, that. Fucking hell. Let's get to share screen. Share screen. Come on, you fucking thing. There we go. Share that. Minimize that a little bit. Now let's get that there. Bang on. Can everyone see that? Don't hold back, Chris. That's what you really think.
Comfortable. There are thousands of people
Can you
that
all
don't
hear that?
experience trauma, and them transitioning to who they are, including people I know, has made them a happy.
Hold on a minute. Don't come to this camera with a fucking shirt like my nan's old curtains, you cunt. And look at this. Look at the way he's got his hand gesture. He's got his index finger and his thumb poised together like he's making some kind of fucking point to the UN about, fucking nuclear bombs or something. When all he's really talking about is fucking people being mental. Fucking hell.
More rounded person.
When I try and explain myself, you jump in straight away.
Why is someone's inner feeling that they want to change to another gender?
He actually looks like a puppet head I'm making of myself.
An ideology.
I don't care what's written here.
That's what you're trying to do. You're trying to bully the conversation.
Yeah, you did.
Hannah
You chased
Spencer.
Hannah Spencer down the street.
Maybe one day you will have something to cry about.
Absolute knob end.
just before we get into this, trigger warning. I want to say some things that people aren't going to like. So just bear that in mind. Audit sniffer. Something Glenn Quagmire might work. Glenn Quagmire might work correct. So to begin with, all due respect here to Enter the Matrix. Edge of the Matrix, not Enter the fucking Matrix. That's a film, I think. Steve does a great job. Balls of steel. I admire him. Good guy. Jamtar, I'm from Bristol, and they don't represent the majority of it. Absolutely. Yeah, I'll get it, mate. I'll get it. Totally.
Yeah. Go on, mate. Are you gonna disagree with me? We're in Bristol, so you probably will.
A question first.
Yeah.
You said on the other side.
Yeah.
Of trans women and all men.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'll just clarify.
Yeah.
Because I saw the other side, it says trans children on it.
Yeah, there's no such thing as. I don't think there's any such thing as transgender.
If you don't think trans adult exists, obviously you don't think a trans child exists.
Yeah.
Cool. So my first question.
Go on.
What do you think is going on with these people?
Nutcases. For the vast majority of the nutcases. And what I mean by that is, these are people that from a young age, I feel, this is just my opinion, have fallen short of all the social cues, all the social stuff that we all go through, good and bad. They've fallen short of all that. They've not been included in stuff that their mental capacity for social interaction and to feel good in your own skin has been severely limited for whatever reason. And this is why they attach themselves to people that they feel like are an underdog to, so they can get in with them and say, I'm part of something. Not just the trans stuff, it's the lefties in general. That's their MO, in my opinion.
And then, which ones? Because
Trans people.
right. So people that
you've got to include trans men and non-binary people in your.
These three gen.
Can we get the look on her face then? The look on her face of pure and utter disgust that someone has the balls to come out and start calling these cunts out.
General cohorts of people that identify as being trans. Yeah. I'm always looking over my shoulders. I'm not ignoring you.
How sad is this? How sad is that he's always got to look over his shoulder just in case some fucking crackpot is going to attack him for stating something that he believes, whether you think it's correct or not, whether you think it's right or wrong. What is it with people?
There's always been
in England
young, effeminate boys. Okay, I had a friend at school. He was called David. You know, he just seemed a little bit different than us.
Yeah.
Right. He didn't want to play football or climb trees, play with dolls, put a dress on. And as we thought, he grew up to be gay.
Okay.
Right. A lot of these young boys, when they're taken to gender clinics in the UK, predominantly it was the Tavistocks, now closed down. They've got regional centres now. If left alone, they'd grow up to be gay, healthy. You know, their sexual preference was for other males.
Nothing wrong with that.
You know, nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that.
Live your life. What they're being told now is that, well, just because you don't fit social stereotypes, that you might actually have been born in the wrong body, you're a girl.
And that is so dangerous for young people to hear. That is so dangerous. That plants such a weird fucking seed in someone's brain. Oh, maybe I am in the wrong body. Maybe me liking men and me being male isn't correct. Maybe I'm a female. Fucking, how bad is that? How bad is it that we've got these fucking so-called professionals like Helen Webley, who's a doctor, actively promoting this shit? Actively promoting it. It's disgusting. I don't know whether you guys heard of Maeve Hannigan, or Hannigan, I should say, give a brilliant speech, a brilliant, an articulate talk about how trans ideology and the LGBTQ bollocks that's gone through this country for the past several years, maybe a bit longer, has damaged so many people. It was at the Cambridge free speech address where she took on 3 people, all 3 fucking numpties, all 3 of them, and she obliterated them. She's a student, just knows exactly what she's talking about. And this fucking Helen Webley got up. I'll have to leave a link somewhere on a post. Helen Webley got up and made an absolute fucking tit of herself. And this is a fucking doctor.
Okay,
So,
that's interesting.
that's the
a
first one.
different Conversation.
You asked me about trans people.
No, but you're talking about
Yeah.
gay people who are told they should be trans. That's unrelated to whether these people exist.
Well, I'll continue. I'll finish. So that's the first cohort of people that now identify as trans. Yeah, mate. Go for it.
Can you get to the point where you say?
Yeah. Well, you said trans people.
Yeah, I know. What do you think of them? Like, do they exist? Are they real?
Okay, right. I'll finish what I was saying, and I'll get straight to that. So the second cohort was middle-aged men.
Here when I'm coming back, I'm gonna speak to you. All right?
Okay, mate. Yeah. The second cohort was middle-aged men. All right. Okay. Get into middle age. They get a sexual kick, fetish, of dressing as a woman, imagine themselves as a woman. Okay, putting women's clothes on, going into women's spaces. So that's a second type. The third one was a new category of women, teenage girls, and that's what the ROGD stands for, rapid onset gender dysphoria. Young girls get to the age of puberty, they want to escape womanhood, right? Or they've suffered some kind of abuse, maybe they're autistic.
Doesn't like the fact, hold on, hold the fucking phone, look who's just turned up. Look at the look on this guy's face and this fucking clown's face. This can't be good. This prick here doesn't want to hear what Steve's got to say. He's got his own ideas. He doesn't care. He does not care what Steve says. He just wants to argue. You can just tell his demeanour, fucking his lazy eyes, fucking half asleep.
Hi, mate.
Angry, hello, mate.
What's the purpose of your sign?
Pardon?
What's the purpose of the sign? Go and fuck yourself, idiot. Get to fuck, lady muck.
To have conversations with these guys. That's what I'm doing now. Yeah.
Are you just trying to get people riled up today? Or?
What a fucking stupid thing to come out with. What an absolutely stupid thing for someone in a professional capacity who thinks he's a copper. They all do. They all think they're a copper when they've got these fucking vests on and they've got a little fucking radio on. What a fucking clown thing to come out with.
No, I'm here to have conversations with people.
There are a lot of people that wouldn't agree with that.
1 second, mate. Yeah, I'll just deal with this man. Say again.
I said there are a lot of people. There are a lot of people that don't disagree with, obviously. Don't agree with, obviously, what you're wearing.
Okay.
And
they're allowed to disagree.
Good job, brother.
Thank you, mate. As you
Don't
can
let
see,
them
the irony. Dumb fuck in the middle here. This pecker says there's loads of people who would disagree with you, who would take offence to this. 10 seconds, not even 10 seconds after he said it, a bloke came up and shook his hand. Shut the fuck up and go and fuck off, you dickhead.
Meet you.
there's loads.
Nice to meet you. Walk one. No? Walk one.
Look at the state of this guy. Look at the state of this guy. What is it? What's it say on there? What's it say on his thing there? Does that say Ranger?
I'm just talking to
You're good?
I'm just talking to him.
Yeah, I see. But you are hiding his sign. His sign is honest.
Stood in front of him.
Doesn't say nothing bad.
Fucking
Good job, my brother.
You think I need a trip to fucking
I'm just talking to him.
Bristol?
Okay, what? What are you
We're not
telling
here to move you on anything. We're just
What are you telling
You're
him?
not going to move anyone on. You're not going to move anyone on. You've got no powers to move anyone on whatsoever. These clowns in these stupid fucking uniforms have no power to move anyone on. They're not constable. None of them.
Okay.
Ask him why he's wearing it.
someone
There's a lot of
complain
people
and say we've done something about it, but
And she's not allowed?
Okay, mate. Yeah, no worries.
Voice to
so
speak
we'll
his mind?
leave you to it.
Yeah, bro.
Okay, mate. Appreciate that. Thank you.
No worries.
And he has support.
No worries, bro.
Yeah.
No
Desperate to be a copper. He gives off the aura of a copper straight away. Desperate to be a copper.
worries.
Sorry, you were saying.
Like I said, there's a lot of people that might be uncomfortable with
He said there's lots of people that are uncomfortable. Second bloke, as soon as he said that stupid comment, second bloke that's come up and shook his hand. How fucking stupid must this guy be?
Thank you.
Exactly. Top man. Yeah, bro, you
And-
have support.
Oh, you see the
Don't move
support.
the muscle.
Oh, you see the support from me, aren't
I'm
you?
not here to move you on. I'm just asking.
I know.
why-
Pardon?
You're just there to throw your fucking weight around. You've got. Can someone explain to me why he's got cuffs on him? Why he's got these fucking cuffs on him? Totally lawful, by the way. They're allowed to have cuffs on them. But do they know when to fucking use them? very specific circumstances, very, very tight, finite issue of power, that. Because me and you can have cuffs on us. They're not illegal to have. They're not illegal to have on show. You can have them on you. But why does this guy have them on him? Why has he got the radio? Why has he got the fucking little camera there? Why has he got the vest on? Why has he got the little authoritative SIA fucking badge on his, emblem on his T-shirt? It's because he wants you to think he's important. He wants you to think he's in charge when he isn't. He's got no more powers of arrest than you or me. He's got no more powers to move anyone on than you or me. I think I need a trip to Bristol.
You asking why?
Yeah, there's a lot of transgender people around town.
Yeah,
No worries, it's not
so I can come and have conversations with people.
Okay.
I'm always glad, as you saw,
Yeah.
having some good conversations with these guys here.
Yeah, Britain.
Yeah.
Hello,
Fair
mate.
enough.
Yeah, bro.
No worries, man. I was just saying, you're just making a lot of people.
I need to edit also.
Right. Oh, right, okay.
I filmed with my GoPro that
Right.
they took from me. They
Right.
stole my GoPro, but I have all the cards, all the
Right.
videos, how
Okay.
they abuse us, how police abuses us.
Correct.
They don't let
Yeah,
us
you-
stay
you-
nowhere
you-
and talk
Hello, mate.
and have a sign on us. They don't allow us. Look, I have
You.
drip. You know the drip? Have you ever been arrested? Holdings. This is drip from them.
Right.
I have everything from them. Socks, underpants, pants, sweatshirt, t-shirt, everything. Yeah, you can go. Don't worry. I've been arrested multiple times. They have to release me after half an hour.
For real.
Yeah, for real, bro. For real.
Wolfman,
Big
hello,
up.
mate.
No worries.
Thank you for
on, fuck
your
off.
support.
But, you know,
As you've seen more support than
We get it.
people
You
that get
have to
upset.
come and
of course
say
you're gonna
hi,
get support.
but we're good.
I'm not saying I support or don't support. I'm just saying there's a lot of transgender people around
So
town
what?
here making them uncomfortable.
So
That's
what?
just
Well,
So what? So fucking what? You've come over trying to flex, and you're not built for it. You're not built for doing anything like that. That's why you're in twos. You won't rock up on your own. Fucking gimp.
I will put it to you, there's no such thing as transgender. That's the conversation I was having with this guy. I was just about to get to it.
Don't get
Yeah,
involved
I
in
will.
the conversation because he's trying to make you explain yourself.
Correct.
And there's no need.
The bloke in the fucking dunce cap is absolutely correct. This guy here is an instigator and he's a fucking wet wipe. Bear Britain, mate. This is why I don't do this. This is why I don't do it. I would get myself arrested. I'm getting arrested because this guy get it fucking both barrels. I would get arrested.
Yeah, I know that.
You were proud and don't have the conversation. Because if you have the conversation,
Correct.
they will make it sound like you are doing something wrong. Don't have the
Correct.
conversation,
Right.
please.
You can listen in if you want. Yeah.
all right, 3 minutes. I
Yeah,
just wanna
okay,
make
mate,
this-
no worries.
I need to-
Yeah.
I'd end it with this one as well because he's a fucking wet wipe. He's a fucking loony.
Okay.
So what's it called? She said earlier that she said something about gender being a social contract. What do
She, I don't know what the fuck this one is with the fucking bubblegum fucking hair colour.
you think about that?
Bro, I was raped at 10.
Oh, I'm
In
sorry
my
about
ass.
that. I'm sorry about that.
Okay?
Sorry about that. I was raped to understand in my ass. Sorry about that. Fucking
No problem with transgender. I have no problem with no one. I just peace and love, my brother.
Okay.
Look in my eyes. I have nothing to hide, nothing to lie about. I have filmed my entire life for the last 11 years.
Okay.
Someone, I don't even want to name them.
Do you want to take it?
Have them.
What you
He's
just
just
give
give me a bag.
Yes, because you need it. He's my friend.
Oh.
Is it?
He's my
Right.
backup.
Okay.
Cheers, it's start 11.
I'll get sorry, mate. We keep getting disturbed.
Yeah, okay.
Right.
Obviously.
Right. Sorry. What was the
going
question?
on?
Sorry.
Okay, so you talking to her, if we took your brain,
Right, I'd end it here. I really would fucking end it here with this geezer.
just like Genie came down, put your brain in a woman's body, would you be fine with that?
I wouldn't leave the house. I wouldn't leave the house. If a genie come down and put me in a woman's body, I wouldn't leave the house. I'd be on my back.
Say that again.
If a genie came
A
down,
genie came
your
down,
brain or
put a
your,
brain in. Well,
fucking-
we're talking
I can't be honest, guys. Fucking
hypotheticals,
boring.
aren't we?
and we are talking the hypothetical to understand how we understand
Right.
concepts.
Okay.
So in that situation, when you put in a woman's body,
Here we go.
We went out when we shouldn't have been out. Chase the sunrises, sunsets.
Unbelievable. She said she cheats his children.
Whoa.
Not a chance going near
I just
mine.
put the
Correct.
budgeting app
Yeah.
in base 44. Guys, Nina just
onto what I'm saying.
You're-
The security guys come in and say,
You're-
are you here to agitate?
You're putting words
And
in my
then you say,
mouth.
no.
New
New
character unlocked.
electric Gillette Fusion 1. The one for every plan.
Oh,
One tool for
shit.
trimming, edging, or shaving.
This is why I love
One tool
YouTube.
for face and
YouTube
body,
is the
fast
best
and gentle on
platform
skin.
ever.
You choose the look.
Facebook,
It
loud
keeps
as
up.
shit. Instagram, loud
For
as shit.
every you,
Twitter,
choose the
loud
one.
as shit.
Gillette one.
This is the one.
We went
Come
out
on.
when we shouldn't have been out.
I'm not
Chase the
paying for premium.
sunrises,
I've got
sunsets.
another account where I've got premium on it. I'm not doing it on this fucker.
I'm here to have a conversation. The auditors. Huh?
Oh, here we go. Here we go. If you were born with a will, you're a man. Correct. Miami voice to shit.
know this guy? I've never met him.
Absolute knob-end.
Well,
Absolutely.
I don't want to say that. I don't want to say that.
No. Let me tell you what's happening here. This section where you should have some bollocks is empty. Peanuts for knackers, this cunt.
He is, because he's harassed somebody.
No, but you want to start conversation.
That T-shirt is harassing me, you prick.
I don't.
My issue with the guy is that I ask him something and he says, so what you're saying is, and then he has a different
He
conversation.
can't have an answer.
Why can't you answer what I'm saying?
Because what you're trying to say is that
Tell me what I'm trying to
if a man,
say what I said and respond to that.
if a man likes another man, that means he's got a female brain. That's what he's trying to say.
Okay.
That's what he's trying to say.
So you're trying to say
This is what I just said about ignoring this cunt. I can just tell the demeanour of this prick was going to be off from the start. You can't have a rational conversation. You can't have a meaningful discussion about something that's important. All he's going to do is spout. That's all he's going to do. And what he'll do then is he'll be belligerent. And he'll start talking to someone else and he'll start talking about you, not to you. And now you're the fucking villain. The guy in the hat here, I thought he was going to be a prick, but he just said to fucking Curtains here that that's not the way to start a conversation, someone calling him a knobhead. I mean, anyone who dresses like this cunt here, I don't know what era he thinks he's from. This is 70s, the coat's 80s, and the haircut's, Belmarsh.
no.
That's what he's trying to say.
Oh, God. Telltale signs.
Wait, so
Don't tell me what I'm trying to say. Just respond to what I said.
Yeah.
What?
You're not owed an explanation, you fucking absolute dimwit.
Word for word, say what I said and respond to that. Don't get another conversation in.
If a man...
And this is why I don't go out there with a camera doing this shit. I could, quite easily. But he's going to get fucking shouted at. Like the fucking attention-seeking prick that he is. And then he's going to react. And then I'm going to react. And then there's a problem, isn't there? Bear Britain, Jay is trans, I'm sure of it. Fucking hell, I don't think he's... Do you know what, mate? He's a fucking gormless fucking... I'll chuck the bite out now and again just to fucking... just to watch him fucking go up one. Fucking hell.
No.
Female brain.
It's all right.
Okay. Sorry, I'm bored.
This fucker.
This guy ain't worth
Yeah, so unfortunate.
This
Anyway,
guy ain't worth it.
I do.
No, he isn't. I know.
Yeah. You're not answering anything I
I
say.
know.
Yeah.
Do you acknowledge you're not responding to what you say?
No, I am, but you want me to say certain
Instead of
things.
just saying, okay, hello, what did you do yesterday?
Yesterday, I was at work.
So what you're saying is, you're here,
Yeah.
and
This, what he's spouting now is just waffle. He's just waffle. That's all he's doing. He stood there in a fucking sheepskin, waffling to some fucking bubblegum-haired fucking lackey who probably works at CEX, flogging second-hand games, or on PIP. Probably on PIP.
do you know who else isn't here?
I don't know how many
People in Nigeria. So you're saying you're Nigerian? Like, can you just, do you see the issue?
No, because that made no sense. You fucking chronic idiot. It made no sense what you just said.
Like, she tells me something, and instead of responding to what she says, I change the topic to something else.
Yeah.
If I want to talk about what she did yesterday, I'd respond to what she said. You at work?
Do you know what?
Okay, what did you do at work?
What
What did I do at work? I was
Do you know what?
Oh, fucking hell. Ain't they boring? Fucking lefty cunts. Boring as fuck. Grown-ass bearded men, arguing men, can be a woman. Yeah, I know. It's fucking mental.
Children.
So you're saying you're around, like,
Yeah.
what do we...
All you try to do is dictate the whole conversation, and you've wanted me to say things that you want me to say. All right? Yeah? Yeah. When I try and explain myself, you jump in straight away.
I like this guy. I like this guy backing him up. He can see what's happening here. He's going to get 4 people, or 3 or 4 people. Well, bubblegum air with 3 others, giving this guy shit. Don't want to have a conversation. They want to call him names, and they want to try and belittle him to make sure he doesn't do this again. They don't want him going out having his say. That's what it is. Bear Britain, since when did blacks agree with LGBTQ? Most black mates would get a beating if they went on and said there was trans or gay. If they were trans or gay. Don't know.
That's what you're trying to do. You're trying to bully the conversation, and I was not allowing you to do that. That's the difference.
By making a statement like that.
You wasn't here before.
I know I wasn't here before.
Yeah, so how do you know what went on? Sorry?
I'm here now.
What did you say after that?
Doesn't matter.
You swore at me, didn't you? You called me a little prick. Right, just, yeah.
The problem is this smile you then put on
Yeah.
as a snide little
Yeah, yeah, because I've been here before. Well, he did swear at me.
So can you just, one second, brother. Can you explain to me what you said to the guy just then? No, I don't.
I said he was trying to bully the conversation. He never let me speak.
In what sense was he trying to bully the
Because he asked me a question, and when I try and answer it, he jumps straight into it.
Because I heard his question.
Really an answer.
No, but
As if other people can dictate how you answer a question. It's yes or no. It's you know what? It's rarely yes or no nowadays with any question. Most questions are quite fucking nuanced, and you have to go into detail with it. And when we talk about like definitions of stuff and what do you think trans is and what do you think the ideologies of this and that, you've got to come up with it yourself, really. You've got to say what you think it is. To get to the point of fucking, I talked to that, what's his face, little Lewis, on a live once. And he kept wanting to say, well, what's the definition of this? Do you know what that word actually fucking means? Well, of course, I know what the word means. But I want to know what you mean by it. I want to know what your take is on the fucking term that you're using. Because if we can't come to a fucking consistent agreement on what the term actually fucking means, because racism doesn't mean racism to every... My version of racism is probably something different to someone else's version of racism. Homophobia. Someone else's version of homophobia might be different to mine. So you have to come to a concise agreement of what things mean. Just looking in a fucking dictionary and saying, well, this means this. Is that what you mean? It's fucking for the birds.
Well, just trying to understand where... Just please,
Don't consume your energy with talking
what
to
can I
them.
say?
Do you know what? I know he looks like fucking Wurzel Gummidge, but he's onto the right thing here. He's got the right idea. He's just said to him, don't give him your energy. And he's correct. What these two are, they're vampires. They are vampires sucking the energy out of every normal person you can think of. These are the type of cunts that are in jobs that they've been coasting in for years. Years just existing in these jobs. Just waiting to run to HR with a complaint. Oh, he said this, she said that. I want to be a woman Tuesday, but on Thursdays I'm going to revert back. Fucking dickhead.
I ask, why are you obsessed with this?
Yeah,
Why do they always ask this? Why do they always say, can I just say, what's it got to do with you? Why are you so obsessed with it? I'll tell you why. Dipshit. Objective reality. The reality of what life is. If you've got a geezer that on Monday is Steve, but then on Wednesday thinks, you know what, I'm feeling a bit feminine today, call me Sheila. But by Friday, they're thinking, I need to get to the gym, I want to do some boxing. I'm going to be a fucking Dave on Friday. Nothing wrong with that. But the minute you start acting the gender that you're saying that you are, and the opposite down your pants is there for you to see, not for anyone else to see, but for you to see, then there's a problem. Because when trans people start invading the spaces of biologically male or female people that they are trying to say that they are, with no assertion in biology, there's your problem. Fathers, mothers having problems with trans people going into bathrooms. That's why the laws change now. That's why it's effectively that they can't. There's going to be some pushback, ain't there? There's going to be something from it.
Not obsessed.
It's not healthy
Why are you
behaviour.
obsessed?
No, 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 brother. Let's
He's not.
let him answer
He's
the
not
question.
obsessed with
This
it.
is
You
the
are,
one
because you are
suggesting
trusting him.
that
Correct.
obsessed with
He's
you.
just
That's the
wearing
only thing I've
something.
seen you
Sign,
do.
right?
And I wear the
Harassing
uniform
Hold on, mate.
sometimes.
No, no, no.
Doing that. You
Well,
literally
Hold on, I can't.
jacked him
Just
down
hang
the
on.
street.
Yeah, Hannah Spencer. Yeah,
you did.
Hannah
You chased
Spencer.
Hannah Spencer down the street.
So he was asking Hannah Spencer, now a member of Parliament, some things about this issue. He was asking, he didn't chase her down the street trying to fucking stop her from going anywhere. She's a member of Parliament now. She's answerable to the people of the UK. And she's very vocal on lots of different topics that she's comfortable with talking about in certain situations. But when questions are dropped on her and she's not got the notes that she needs or the fucking backup that she needs, they all turn silent. She's not unique in this, and the Green Party's not unique in this. I mean, the Green Party's a fucking non-starter anyway. Of course, it's a fucking joke shop. You know, it's run by fucking I'll make your tits grow just by thinking about it. Look around the eyes, not into the eyes, around the eyes, ear under. You know, Dave Paulden is what he says on the tin, Pratt. But this Hannah Spencer bird who was chased down, that didn't happen.
So even arguing.
Tell me,
No, I didn't quite chase her down the street.
I watched
Ever.
it, so you did.
Anyway,
That's
not
what happened
combative.
in the video.
Okay, well,
quite
asking
clearly.
him.
Oh yeah, because you say so. I can't take this cunt seriously with this fucking shirt on.
So you
If I
chased
would
a woman
have
down
been
the street.
combative,
Yeah.
I would
But
have
you
been
seem to
arrested.
be about women and protection
Not
of
out in the
women.
wild.
Why do they always come out with this protection of women as well? Why do they always come out with this? Oh, you're for auditing it. I thought you were supposed to be protecting women and kids. I thought you were supposed to be protecting them. When was the last time you saw a fucking lefty protecting the girls that have been attacked by illegal migrants into the country? When was the last time you saw a fucking protest about that from a lefty? You won't see it because they're all fucking cunts. They all want to wrap themselves in a fucking pro-Palestine Hamas flag and go to the the nearest city 12:30 every fucking Saturday because they're getting paid for it and bussed in. Set of cunts. Set of fucking cunts. There ain't one of them can make a good one.
So how does that add up? How does that add up?
Well, do you want to know what happened in Piccadilly Gardens? Okay.
No, I watched
Because that-
what happened. You don't need
Yeah,
to tell me
well,
what happened. I watched what happened on camera.
I
So
don't even
you-
care
I-
what's.
you know what-
Yeah.
Well, thanks for the view. The algorithm is grateful. Thank you for putting money in Steve's pocket, you fucking donut. Imagine hating someone. Imagine hating what they do and what they say and what they stand for, but watching it, knowing that the person's making fucking money out of it. Imagine being that fucking thick. Correct, Jam? Yes, UK, Fred, yep.
So I ran round the outside to catch her. I saw her on the other side of Piccadilly Gardens.
do that?
She's to ask her questions.
That's what
Yeah, so I ran in front of her at a distance.
But this is not answering questions. This is
Hold on, you've just asked me a question
sorry.
about Hannah Spencer. I've done this before, right? Yeah. So I run round to ask her a simple question about Green Party policy.
Right, why the
Because she's a
defensive
Green Party
position?
MP.
Why the defensive position?
Fair enough.
Mate.
Yeah, but loosen up. Why the defensive position?
Do you know, I know Steve wants to get on with the conversation, but this bloke, I know he looks like a bit of a fucking div, but he's spot on with everything that he's saying here. He's spotted what you and me have spotted with the demeanour, with the body language, with the fucking dumb shit that these people come out with.
Mate,
I don't like it.
mate, I know you're here.
You don't have to like him.
like it.
Let him speak his
let him
mind.
speak his mind.
Mate,
Maybe one day you will have something to cry about,
Right, I'm
and
going
people
off.
will.
all right, well,
like that.
listen, all right.
Spot on. Fucking spot on, that guy.
What you have to say?
Appreciate if you did a bit more research into
I
it,
come from
considering
Romania.
you don't have a lot of
Yeah, I'd appreciate it if that fucking stupid hairstyle was off your fucking head, but that ain't going to happen, is it? And where did you get this from? Fucking fancy dress shop? It's not even fucking done up properly. You can fuck off.
Okay, right.
Cancel
Right.
people and censor
Yeah.
people.
Okay.
Whatever they say. I cannot stand for that ever. I don't care what's written
Even if it's
here.
hate speech.
I don't
Even
care
if it's
what.
hate
Hate speech. Fuck off. Fucking hate speech. Fucking hate speech. Only the most weak fucking people come out with this bullshit hate speech. Fucking hell.
I don't know how to read and write.
We disagree. That's where we disagree.
You were saying you're not trying to argue.
Anyway,
with me, but
sorry, you were
actually
saying.
Just hang on, I can't have a...
You followed
Yeah.
our-
Oh, here we go. Teapot stance. He's got something to say. Teapot stance. Here we go.
Can you,
Even, I'm sorry.
mate, I appreciate
shouted at
it.
you.
I appreciate it.
It
Just
wasn't shouting, it was passion.
Yeah, it's just fair enough, and you've got experience of sense.
And I'm not staying like
I
this.
appreciate that.
I stay like this. I'm
You've got
open to you.
experience of it.
But we don't like
but
the guy, so we're gonna.
I'm not open.
No,
I think
it doesn't work
the
like
issue
that.
is we don't need to be tolerant of intolerance.
No.
Make that make sense. Make that make sense. We don't need to be tolerant of intolerance, but they preach tolerance. Make that make sense. Please, someone. Jim, you call him a grifter. Tell me how that makes sense. How can someone who professes to be tolerant then say, I'm not going to tolerate you? Unfucking real stupidity. UK Fred, I'm not racist. I hate everyone the same. I fucking do as well, mate.
That's the thing.
Okay.
We don't need to be tolerant of intolerance
Look,
in this
you
country.
see,
Certainly not in Britain.
I never
You know what I mean?
hit, slap, or
Carry,
been
mate,
aggressive
yeah.
with no one in my life. I was abused since 5 and I'm 38 now.
all right, not bad.
Okay?
Yeah.
I was arrested multiple times. I was sanctioned.
You do this a lot.
Yeah.
I got out in
Yeah,
15
quite a bit.
days from
Up and down the
7
country.
months, how much they want
Yeah,
to
yeah, yeah. Just on my own.
in Western
I'll be
Europe,
honest,
market.
I think he
Yeah,
does.
instead of
I mean, depending on what his rate is, what his rate to pay is off of YouTube. Mine, the first 12 months of me being on YouTube was fucking through the roof, absolutely through the roof. To the point where I've said to a few people, I think it's wrong. I think the algorithm's fucked. I think that I'm on this high tier thing that I shouldn't be on. I earned fucking thousands in the first year of YouTube. I earned fucking thousands off YouTube. It was stupid, but I hope Steve is as well.
7 months, I got out in 51 days and I sued everybody.
Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah, they shadow banned me. I'm still at 82 subscribers after 1 year and a half
actually
of
like
exposing
engaging
all that. Go on my YouTube channel,
Yeah.
take a look.
without just resorting to this kind of stuff.
Take it.
Yeah, we do get it.
Yes.
Just give us.
Yes.
Are you going to hang around for a bit? Or are you going to get off?
I'm taking down all the fucking.
Right.
Let's just pause this. Jim speak. So, if I'm a lefty and you guys are opposed to lefties, does that make you right wing, or do we just differ in positions? Good question. There's a fundamental difference between lefties and the people on the right. People on the right, in my experience, are more open to dialogue, they're more open to talking, they're more open to being amenable, they're more friendly when I've been to these places. I consider myself centre-right, I think. When I've been to anywhere where there's lefties protesting, they're the most angry, weak-minded people I've ever come across. And I've been in millions of situations with vast amounts of different kinds of people. Very fucking rough places. I've never met people like lefties. Never have. Would we differ in position? Absolutely we would. And if there's any... In fact, I'll drop a fucking link out. Let me just drop this fucking link out. If you want to get up, Jim, happy to have a conversation with you. That's a link.
Yeah, they're engaged. People are engaging with me.
Okay.
You know,
I get it. One day he will get it too, and he will change his side.
I don't know.
One day it will happen.
just give us 1 second.
I think the
One
thing
day
is
it will
that
happen. Be
can you
patient with
understand
him.
how harmful that is?
He does.
Somebody that because I think the thing is that a lot of people think it's really easy to be trans, isn't it? To go through that experience of
I was raped at 10. I was raped at 10, bro.
Let the man speak.
Let him speak, mate. Let him
I was
speak.
raped at 10 and I struggled all my life with those
No
thoughts.
one's talking to you.
Then I was
Do you know what? He's got every right to fucking say this. No one can tell him to fucking shut up. He's trying to say that he was attacked when he was a kid. He was SI'd when he was a kid. They're trying to shut him up because what they're trying to do is they're trying to attack Steve. Now, Steve, doing the right thing, he's, trying to get the content, trying to get the talking, back and forth. He's trying to get the conversation going. But he's doing exactly the right thing. No one should be trying to silence him, this guy. And he can see exactly what these two are trying to do. They're trying to set Steve up for a fall. That's what it is.
raped at 10 and I struggled with those gay thoughts all my life.
Yeah, but brother,
Move on.
okay, move on now, please. Thank you.
Move on now, please. Is this the tolerant left, Jim? Is this the tolerant left? Move on. He's just said he's been essayed, he's been told to shut up by this fucking prick, by this guy, and it's now move on, please. And this is the tolerant left. Fucking hell.
I think, yeah. So, but that's what I mean, isn't it? Why is that an obsession?
And I don't like the indoctrination. I don't like people
what's the
indoctrinating others with their belief.
But
let people believe in what they want.
Yeah.
I'm going to towns and cities around the country, spreading awareness of the harms of gender ideology.
But why? Why?
What do you mean, why? What do you mean, why, you fucking dullard? Because Steve thinks, and many others do, that there's a problem there. Kids are being indoctrinated. Kids are being told that they are something that they're not. They're being encouraged to live out these fucking stupid adolescent and non-adult thought processes. If you're 18 and you want to say to yourself, I'm a fucking man now, I was a woman, I'm now a man, more power to you. More power to you. You go forth and you do what you want to do. But anyone encouraging this in kids is a fucking wrong one. 100%.
And why is that?
Because it's harmful.
Why is it harmful?
Yeah.
Because
what do you mean, why is it harmful? The statistics bear it out. The amount of self-harm, the amount of unaliving that goes on because this ideology is being pushed onto young people. The debating now what to do about social media with kids, something that's harmful to kids, something that I've actually changed my mind on. My missus actually changed my mind on this. She's a teacher, and she said, kids shouldn't be having social media. They shouldn't have it. And this is the reason why. And I said, well, you can't stop them from having social media. They need it. They need to interact with, their own social groups and stuff. But then when I thought about it and I looked into it, of course it's fucking harmful. Of course it is. You're asking kids to navigate things that are there for adults. The stuff that's on these social media platforms now, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. I've seen some terrible stuff on Instagram. Just scrolling through, literally just come up. People getting blown up. Stuff that you'd never want any kid to see. But telling kids that they're a boy when they're a girl and that they should consider having their things chopped off and puberty blockers and all this bollocks. Oh, yeah, that's all right.
God chose him.
Brother,
a simple thing.
please, brother. Okay, I get it.
There's multiple things, but
The tolerant left, unbelievable, wants to shut him up because he knows that he's onto him. He knows that he's talking sense and he can't be talked down to. That's what it is.
if people try and narrow me down to one reason I'm doing this, is it because the truth matters?
No, but you're not answering.
It makes it very difficult. You say you want
truth
to
matters.
And I said,
Do you know what I mean? What do you mean by the truth? That's subjective, isn't it? In this,
you
in
should
this
stop.
circumstance.
Is the truth subjective?
Well, in this circumstance, it
Is
is,
this
isn't it? Because gender is gender and sex are different, aren't they?
Are they?
Maybe.
Well, they are.
Okay, so explain the difference.
Yeah, please explain the difference.
A gender, it's an identity.
Who made
it's
you
a
the
concept,
specialist
isn't
to
it?
talk
It's a word,
scientifically with
right?
Yeah.
Sex is different.
Who made you
Get
the
you.
specialist,
I
bro?
get you on that. Sex is different. You can't, you can't physically change. That's not.
This is the part of this that I never ever get. It's the part of this that I never get. If it's just about gender, if it's just about changing what you perceive yourself to be and how you want others to perceive, if it's just about that, why do they go through surgery then? If it's just about that, why do they go through surgery? Why do they have bits chopped off and tucked in? Why do they have breasts fucking strapped down or taken off, or estrogen put into the bodies, or testosterone put into the body? Why do they go to that extreme? Why not just be what they want to be? Because they want to change their sex. It's not about gender, this. Never has been. It's about people that need mental health help that aren't getting it. Just aren't getting it. I want to add someone to the stage now. So I'll take this off for 10 minutes and we'll have a chat. Hello.
You all right, brother?
Yeah, I'm very good, thank you. How are you, Jim?
Yeah, not bad. A bit, obviously, you can tell it's hot.
Very hot, mate. Yeah.
However, other than that, I'm good.
Very good. What would you like to talk about?
So there's a little banner going across
Yes.
the bottom of your screen, your
Yes.
screen. It says the lefties are insane. I'm a leftist.
Yeah.
Well, I've got, you know, my own problems, but I'm not insane. I'm
What problems do you have?
You know, mental health ones. But I'm fairly well read.
Yeah.
I'm not a great thinker, but I've read enough thoughts to sift through them. Learned a lot over the years about the capitalist system, neoliberal capitalism, which we live under today, where they've sold off all the public stuff and made it private, and somehow, for some reason, it's all gone shit and nothing works, and there's poo in the river, and you can't get a train.
Who do you think that's down to?
The leftist economic model would say keep stuff in the public sector, and it does work better because it used to. There is proof. Like after the war, they built a bunch of council housing. They built all these pipes, roads, everything. They employed a lot of people, and that was social spending. That was spending on the
infrastructure,
the state sector. Everything like since that, ever since Thatcher, really, where she said actually that's not the way to do it and sold it all off, and then everything got shit instantly. That's the right-wing economic model, and that's actually the centrist economic model. A centrist economic theory is liberalism. So if you say I'm a centre, I'm a centrist in politics, you mean you're a liberal economically.
No, I don't mean
you don't mean you're a socially liberal person. That's completely
I was going to correct you there.
And I hate the fact that we use the word liberal for both. But economic liberalism is very different from being a socially liberal, like gay marriage, you know, trans inclusive. That's socially liberal. Economic liberalism is like at least centre right, which is when you said, oh, I describe myself as centre right, I thought, we've got an economic liberal here. Probably doesn't even know he's an economic liberal.
So tell me what you mean by economic liberal. Give me the
liberalism, liberal economics. You can Google that.
You tell me. You've said it.
Okay.
You tell me what you mean by it.
So liberal economics is freedom, as in liberation, liberal freedom, but not for people. It's freedom for the markets. We have free markets, right? That's free market economics. That's liberal economics. Do you understand?
Well, we're
so when I say liberal economics,
market, aren't we?
Sorry,
we're in a free market. We're in a free market right now.
That is liberal economics. The liberal in this sense, in the economic sense, means they are allowing the markets liberation. They're the free ones. We're just under it. We have to suffer.
I don't agree with that at all. No, I don't agree with
that. You're wrong. Google wrong. Economic liberalism, and you'll see you're wrong.
But I don't agree with your.
No. You don't get to not agree with the definition of economic liberalism. You can say like, I didn't understand that was how it went.
Well, you've just explained
you can't
it.
say
no. With your premise.
What my premise that
of economic liberalism
words mean things.
So. Well, I don't know if you were going from the same playbook as your mate, but what I mean by it is when I say I'm centre right, I've got some things I'm in the centre of, in terms of social stuff, gay marriage,
economically or socially. Well, it's both. There are political compasses that have like 8 axes. We're just talking about 2 right now, and you're telling me that I'm wrong about one of them.
Well, no, you're telling me what I am, and I'm disagreeing with you.
I'm telling you what liberal economics is, which is what you asked. You said, what do you mean by liberal economics? I told you. I said you can Google it, and then
but you just said I'm centre liberal. You said I'm centre liberal. I'm not.
No, centre right means
I'm
that you're
centre right.
liberal economics.
No, I don't agree.
So you're
don't
not
agree.
in favour of free markets. You're not in favour of the economic system we currently have
We
in
live
place.
in a free market. So when I said
We only live in a free market because we're under a liberal economic system.
Well, what I said before was, when you're looking at definitions of words and definitions of meanings, I want to know what someone means by that. If you're just looking at what it says in the
going
dictionary,
by the
dictionary
definition.
But
Yeah,
what you
it's
might,
semantics.
but what you
How
might
words
mean by
relate to
something,
meaning.
Jim, what you might mean by something, I might think is totally not
Yeah,
what
and that's
you.
why I said you're wrong. Because I'm going by the
No, you're
definition,
wrong.
and you're like, well, I don't feel that's right.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, well, that's wrong.
Well, where do you want to go from there? Because I think you're wrong.
Well, Google it. I told you. Google economic liberalism.
Centre right. You think centre right is centre liberalism? I don't think it is.
There's no centre liberalism. There's
You said
liberal
centre right
economics
was
is one
centre
thing.
liberalism.
Liberal social policy is a different thing. And if you describe yourself as centre right, it's a mix of both, but mostly the economics.
But to you. That's to you. That's a mix of both to you. It's not to
Okay,
me.
so you should learn what it really means before you describe yourself as centre right.
No.
I describe myself as a leftist, straight up.
Well, yeah, I can tell. I can tell you're a leftist, 100%.
Oh, because what? Because I'm insane? Because I'm explaining dictionary definitions to your dumbass?
The first thing that you complained at. The first thing that you complained at was my little banner at the left. The lefties are insane. When I proceeded to ask you if you had any mental health issues, you said yes.
Well, that's
so
different.
there's a bit of a problem there.
Doesn't mean I can't think and read.
I didn't say that insane people can't think. Insane people can be actually very intelligent. What I mean by insane is the way they act at protests, the way they act when they're talked to and challenged on their behaviours. That's insane.
Interesting. But like, I haven't flown off the handle. I haven't screamed at you. I tried to correct you 3 times.
I didn't say you had. These are things that you're coming out with.
I'm a lefty. But you're talking about protests, right?
I'm talking about protests. You mentioned the banner. I'm talking about protests. I'm talking about people I've seen online, to people I've spoken to myself, talking absolute waffle about many different things. I've talked to some very interesting.
How can you tell it's waffle though?
Because what
you know what? In all fairness, Ray, if you don't mind if I buy in quick?
No,
I wouldn't even say.
To Ray, actually.
Sorry, I just wanted to say I don't think that they do all speak waffle. Actually, I think that there are things between both sides that we could agree upon. The only problem that I have with lefties, again through my experience, is a lot of them are irrational and are not willing to open conversation, and they get their feelings hurt very quickly when they hear something they don't like. And that's a shame.
A lot of right wingers to be the same.
To be fair, that might be the same on the other side as well. To be fair.
But Jim, do you know what the difference is? When you hear a right winger disagree with your point, you will always be allowed to make your point. When I've been to protests, when I've spoken to people that are left wing, they are so dismissive and they are so rude and obnoxious that they can't seem to have a normal, rational conversation.
It seems like some of the messages not necessarily your messages, but at these protests, some of the messages and the placards and everything, some of them are so reductive that they just react in a way that's like, no, fuck that. And then it just tumbles down like a snowball.
Are you talking about the messages that people on the right have? Is that what you're talking about?
Yes. Things like send them home.
Yeah.
Is that not one of the slogans that gets chanted? Like, here's one we can both agree on. And this is what I love. I watched so many protests now. And sometimes the right wing or it's normally anti-immigration protests. So I shouldn't just say right wing.
Hello, DP.
Sometimes the the anti-immigration side of the protest will start chanting "fuck Keir Starmer," "fuck Keir Starmer," and then the counter-protesters just join in because we all
do the same. Yeah,
we agree. Yeah,
some things we can.
They agreed on digital ID as well. A lot of them.
Ugh. When they said, "Oh, digital ID, that will stop the immigrants," how fucking stupid do you think we are?
Jim, I don't know if you would agree, yeah? And because I can guarantee me and you have definitely got different political views. But I think one thing, I've been talking about it a bit on my channel, and me and DP have been going out recently just trying to open conversation with people, particularly those on the left. But I've noticed that we all seem to be hung up and divided about the things that we kind of like disagree on. When I think if you look at the big grand scheme of things, I think there's far more that we would probably all agree on, whether right, left, the issues that we're all affected by the same issues. I mean, there's going to be a few little bits there that we're probably not going to agree on.
We have different opinions on the causes, though. I think that's the issue with a lot of stuff.
And the solutions as well, because like send them home is a very simplistic, reductive solution to something that's actually
but denying it's a problem as much as the left do, and not just economically, because we're not just an economic zone. Whether you like it or not, a lot of people are upset about immigration.
Here's the root cause of why there's so much immigration is because they won't fucking pay you. They want to pay someone cheaper.
Exactly. So my argument is the Greens and my argument is
board members and
I wouldn't say that we disagree with that. I think we actually, and a lot on the right agree with that.
That is right-wing liberal economics. That is
between
economic theory.
Yeah, no, I think we could all agree on it. I think like that's definitely like the powers that will be. The powers that will be.
They should be paying people in the UK enough to fucking live without having to blame the bad situation on some fucking brown guy who crawled on shore from a floating door across from a war zone.
No, but they haven't done. No, but you've just exaggerated. You've just exaggerated that whole situation by saying they come over on a door from a war. Like I don't believe France is in any war. I don't think France is at war at all.
I took that inspiration for that joke. I took that from a Cuban thing because there was a little kid who floated over on a door to Florida.
But you've just turned around and said about like they should be paying us, yeah. So you've surely got to understand that means us. That doesn't mean everybody from every foreign land. And rather than all the time, hang on, but again, me and DP are trying to like ask people this, and if it can't be seen from this point of view, that rather than see like anti-migration or not wanting the mass migration that we have in this country, rather than see it coming from a place of hate, why can't it be seen? Hating others. Why can't it be seen more as about loving ourselves? There's nothing wrong with that.
I'll tell you why. In brief, it's because you're out there chanting for them to fuck off. You're not outside businesses. You're outside hotels with the asylum seekers.
But
wait. You should be outside the businesses chanting, "Pay people better," and then they wouldn't bother to import people, have a visa cost, all of this crap, just to underpay them.
But do you not think the union tried that, and this was the establishment's response to opening the borders?
Here's the thing: we didn't try that. Wages have been going down steadily for 40 years.
Yeah, and
house prices went up.
I think something like a Restore Britain would probably put more fear to the billionaires, because paying tax would probably be a less of a thing than if you send loads back and they lose their workforce.
Rupert Lowe is like landed gentry.
Do you not get what I'm saying, though? Do you know what I'm saying?
Doesn't give a shit about.
Do you know what I'm saying? The choice of the Greens pay more tax or the Restore send loads of people back and they lose that giant workforce. I reckon that the right side
I'm afraid this is waffle. This is waffle because that's not really the Greens' policy. Like you can say it is.
What their policy is.
I'm a member of the Green Party and I've read their fucking shit. I vote on their shit. That's not their policy. Like They're not saying you should pay more tax. They're saying billionaires.
That's what I'm
should pay
saying. The
1
billion.
extra
That's what I said.
percent, and then there'll still be a billionaire.
So hang on. So when
Raise
you
taxes.
drive all those billionaires to want to leave the country, and these people are in the highest fucking tax bracket, tax brackets
do
the likes of me and you, and I
Wait.
don't know what you do, but I'm just going to assume that me and you are never going to kind of be in that tax bracket. You're just going to drive them out the country, and those people, and then what? When that tax isn't being paid in
tax anyway. Like, fuck off and
they
don't
were paying
let the
far more
door
than us.
tax
Hang
you
on, but
the
they were
way
still
out.
paying far more than the likes of me or you.
Yeah, but not in terms of percentage. Like, yeah, they paid hundreds of thousands more than you, but they should be paying millions more than you. Their percentage, like Rishi Sunak's cleaner was paying a higher percentage in her wages than the billionaire she worked for.
Can you?
So she felt it more because her wage was only, this big, and she had to pay a.
All I'm saying is that can't be the solution every time.
Not paying anything.
That can't be the solution every time, just because that's all I overhear. Just tax the billionaires, tax the rich, tax the billionaires, tax on everything. Just keep charging and charging them more. That will drive people out of this. It already is driving millionaires, millionaires out of this country.
Richard his girlfriend, and she's not a billionaire.
No, that's not true, mate. There's many people that I promise you, if you were to have a look, there's many people that do not are not set up here anymore.
I would like you to provide me with a source for that data.
Well, I'm just saying, I'm sure it's widely available.
Don't just say. You stated
well, I'm on a panel, bro. I'm on a panel on my phone, and you want me to just pluck stuff out my ass. I can't do that for you. So I'm being quite transparent by saying I can't provide you that. However, I'm sure it's there if it was something where you were like, I'm going to have to go check that.
I'm at a computer right now. I'm at Google. So let's go back through that.
I'll Google it for you. What do you want me to Google?
No. It was.
You can Google the same thing to make sure that you come up with the same thing. But basically, we want to know about
capital flight. How many billionaires have left the UK since this year?
Not just billionaires, millionaires.
Because
billionaires. Because well,
you make out like there's loads of millionaires in this country.
It's not going to take a while.
There's not that many.
Do you know how many
billionaires.
pensioners are billionaires just by dint of having a house in London that they've had for 60 years? They're millionaires. I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about the super rich. Like the ones who spend all their money on like their
Let me give you some facts just before we continue. Let me give you some facts. It says, and I've just Googled this, 18 billionaires in the last year have left the UK, according to Emily and Partners data.
That's a lot of wealth taken out of the country, Jim, man. You don't understand what you're playing with.
They weren't paying tax
there is more,
properly
though.
One
second, guys.
They run businesses that create wealth in the nation. You're forgetting the wealth.
I don't want to give you half the information.
I've read that book. Thank you very much.
Adam
Smith informs my opinions.
Guys, let me give you the facts. This figure represents more than a quarter of the ultra-wealthy cohort and is a significant drop from the previous years of 156 billionaires. The exodus
10%.
is attributed
10%.
to various factors, including the UK's high capital gains tax and estate duty rates, which are amongst the highest globally.
Okay, but even though they went abroad, do you think they took every brick of their estate with them?
Well, they took their wealth 100%.
No, they didn't take their wealth. They took the.
Yeah, no, they did.
The money.
So why did they leave if they're not taking their wealth?
Well, if their wealth is in land, that land is still here. They just fucked off, so they don't have to pay so much tax, which is a cunt move.
Why is it a cunt move if you want them taxed to the hilt?
Having so much state
taxed to the hilt.
Yes.
They had enough money to fucking fly abroad and set up home in UAE.
So what?
Tax to the hilt.
All billionaires are
Let's think again about Rishi Sunak's cleaner.
Just one second.
The working class.
When I said the Leftie insane, this is what I'm talking about. You don't like billionaires because they're rich. I don't give a fuck if someone's worked really hard. If someone's worked really hard and they're a billionaire, more power to you. Pay your taxes, more power to you. I don't want you to be taxed to death. If you've worked really hard and you're putting people in positions where they're employed, where they can have a home, where they can...
Yeah, billionaires don't work really hard. They don't work
Yes,
worth
they
$1 billion.
fucking do. Of course
No,
they
don't.
do.
They play
Of course
golf.
they do. They're super people. A lot of these billionaires, we can
They
never
sit at the
be.
top
They're
on the
actually
board
specially
table.
talented people, bro.
Well,
They ain't just
oh
some
my
idiots.
Okay.
These are
They didn't get there being
ordinary
thick.
people a
They
lot of the
didn't get
time,
there.
bro.
Don't get me wrong. You're always going to get those that inherited, of course.
Yeah.
But then
Yeah,
you are going to get
that's
those
most
that
of them.
made that money. Yeah, they made their
most of them.
fortune.
But
They're
they
And
couldn't
you
mainly by
even get it good long.
underpaying their
Everyone's getting
workers.
going, ain't it?
And
That's
this
also
is the
can't
same point
underpay.
as why there's
You
so much
can't underpay
immigration.
workers in the UK. Who's getting underpaid in the UK? Who?
Well, the immigrants who are taking our jobs,
No, they're
apparently.
not. No, they're not. They're getting paid the
They get paid
wage.
the minimum wage.
They're getting paid the legal minimum wage. Yeah.
I got
They're
paid
paid
under
down, though.
minimum wage before.
Did you report
actually.
it? Did you report
Yeah,
it?
I did. And fuck all
And what did you
happened.
get? Well, who
Nothing.
did you report it to? Who did you report that
The
to?
fucking job centre.
The job centre. And who did
Yeah.
they report it to?
I don't know.
So
I
you don't
work for the
care?
job centre.
You don't know
No,
then?
it's-
You don't care? You
it's-
didn't follow it up? No.
I didn't care that much, to be
No,
fair.
of course you don't. So why mention it then? Why give a fuck if you don't care? Why give a fuck?
Because I have been paid less than the legal minimum wage, and you're saying that doesn't happen in the UK.
And you don't. Well, I don't think
It
it did
shouldn't
where do you
happen.
work?
The laws are made.
It shouldn't, yeah, unless they're working elite, like in
Yeah, but
like
you're
they're
working
not
cash in
going
hand.
through the books.
Well,
Were you
it
cash in
happened.
hand?
It fucking
Were you working
happened.
cash in hand? Were you
Um,
working cash in hand?
Yeah.
Yeah, not paying tax.
But
Fuck
Yeah,
me.
neither were they. It didn't last
Unbelievable.
long.
Unbelievable.
It was exploitative, so it didn't last long. But I needed it at the time because
So you couldn't get a job
other
anywhere
companies
else paying
just
tax?
won't hire and won't pay enough.
Yes, they
to-
fucking will. I've had 9 jobs in the past 12 months. Easy to
9
get.
jobs in
I've
12
had 9
months, and you
jobs.
think
Probably-
that's proving your fucking point
What, that I can get a job and you can't? Yes.
that you can't
Easy.
hold one.
I have mini retirements. I own my own house. I own my own house outright. I have mini retirements. I'll work for a bit. I'll collect some money, and I'll live my life. I'll have 2 or
chill
3
for a
months
month
off.
or two, innit?
Mini retirement. What was
Chilling,
that?
mate.
That was that. Who's the football guy who said that? I don't
People
watch
can
football.
do freelance work.
Gary
You know what I mean?
Neville.
What's the point? Do you know how
Someone
much
like
I earned off YouTube last year, Jim? Last year
that.
alone.
I know you're a numbers guy, but I don't know the number.
In 13 months, I earned nearly 47 grand off YouTube.
Wow.
YouTube alone.
How much did you pay in
I ain't
tax?
kidding, mate.
How
Dave
much did you
McDavid's
pay
in the
in
chat.
tax?
He's seen all the
But
receipts for it.
you're free with that number. How much did you pay in tax? You must have done your
Paid
tax.
it last
bill.
year. I paid my tax
Yeah,
last
but
year.
how
for
much?
that.
What was the number? You're a numbers guy. What was the number?
Off the top of my head, I won't want to even tell you that anyway, because that's private, isn't it?
Oh, you just told me how much you fucking earned.
Yeah, doesn't
Like,
matter.
like it was a slam dunk.
You
And now
just
I'm
told me
saying,
you
well,
was
how much
working
of
without
it
paying
was tax?
You just
Yeah,
told me
and
you
you're
working
trying to
cash in
make
hand.
the point that there's too much taxation, but you won't
I didn't say there was
tell
too
me
much
the.
taxation.
Yeah.
You said the wrong
So
people were being
tell me-
taxed.
Yeah, they are.
What do you mean? What do you mean by that statement?
Well, the wrong people are being taxed.
Yeah.
Poor people, working class people, are being
Yeah.
taxed at a disproportional percentage
20%.
compared
20% is absolutely
to
fair.
billionaires. Like, if you tax a billionaire an extra 1%, they're still a fucking billionaire. They're not poor now.
What,
They're just
answer this for
whine.
me. Just
They
answer
whine
this for
loudly.
me.
Yeah.
What is it about billionaires that you can't stand? What is it?
Well, okay, I'll go for this. Billionaires, you don't earn $1 billion. You steal
you
it
do.
by underpaying your workers, like
You steal
Amazon
it.
guy. Yeah, basically.
But no one ever earns that money. No, it's it.
There's this concept in leftist economics called surplus labor value. Yeah.
Carry on,
And
go
that
on.
means that the number of hours you work and the job you're doing, you create a certain amount of value for your company.
Mhm.
And over this time, you create more value for your company than they are paying you in a wage. And they keep that extra bit there,
Yeah.
and they
Yeah.
call it profit. where they should be paying you for what you fucking produce, what value you bring to the company. But the billionaires just take it and say, "Oh, it's mine now." That's stealing from your workers.
No, it's not stealing. You need to look up the word stealing. No, it isn't. Look up the word stealing.
Yeah. Well,
taking
that's
something that
surplus
doesn't
labour
belong to
value.
you.
That
Taking
gap,
something that doesn't belong to you is stealing, isn't it?
I've made this much value for you, and you're taking this much value off me and paying me under the value I create for you.
That is such. You know what? I put that banner on, and this is why I put that banner on. Lefties are insane. How do you come to that conclusion?
It's just a different economic model, a view from another standpoint. Like,
where would be the incentive for anyone to become successful if we had that mindset?
Well, if you mean successful by being a billionaire, then fuck success.
Well, not just a billionaire. You say just the billionaires, but you know it won't just be the. You know it wouldn't just be the billionaires. It would be the millionaires. It would be
we talked about millionaire being murky, but
it's not really murky.
It's
murky, people can have hundreds of millions before being a billion.
If you own a house in London for 60 years, you're now a millionaire. You might not feel it, but you fucking are, and you get counted in the statistics.
But so what?
Because your assets are worth a total of over £1 million.
So what?
Yeah, but
so what?
Yeah, so what? So someone's a millionaire. So what?
Don't have a problem with that. I have a problem with someone who's got 1,000 millionaires worth of money, and just sits there saying, "Oh no, you can't tax me an extra %. I'd be destitute." It's like, well, look at your cleaner. And then they're like, no, I'd rather buy a newspaper to convince people that actually it's better that I not pay an extra % of tax. Because actually it's cheaper for them to buy a fucking newspaper.
So essentially it's jealousy then. You don't like the fact that they can afford things?
No, I'm quite happy in destitution. Thank you very much.
Well, that's a really silly way to be, mate. It really is. You don't want to be destitute.
What, are you sort of aspirational or something? You think you're going to be a billionaire one day?
No,
you are closer to being homeless than you are to being a billionaire ever.
No, you're not. No, you're not.
Yeah,
what are you talking
are. Every one of us are. If you're not a billionaire, you're closer to being homeless than you are to being a billionaire.
No, I agree. I have to say I agree with that, Ray. I do agree with that. I've always said that. I've always said that, yeah. So everyone's always actually, I believe, no more than a couple of paydays away from becoming homeless. In truth, for a lot of people, anyway.
That to be fair, mate, that depends. It depends on the decisions you're making with your money. It depends how your lifestyle is. It depends on what kind of mentality you've got. There's a lot of factors there.
Yeah. Most of those things that you lose, don't get me wrong. When that shit goes west, 9 times out of 10, it's because of your own fucking doing, mate. I'm not, you know. And listen, Big G, I think, is still in the chat. It's something he says very often, and it's so right what he said. And in a conversation with him before, I was like, you know what? I wish I had that mindset, because like my younger brother, who's quite a bit younger than me, he's got this mindset as well. And it's like life is one big competition, and life, you will only get out of life what you put into it. So if you didn't put into it, like myself, come out of school without a good education, etc. That was all my own doing. And I now look back and was like, do you know what? I wish I'd treated life like that, invested in myself more. Like, rather than sit around moaning about people being successful, go out and because that's it. No one should sit around with that mindset like the world owes me a fucking favour.
But what you've done is you've come from that old lifestyle of not being bothered to creating a platform for yourself where you're doing things that really mean something, that you go out there and you talk to people, you have conversations, you have difficult conversations with people, you're earning a bit of money off YouTube, I hope you're earning fucking thousands, you're working for a living, you're showing your kids, your family, what it's like to have a side hustle on the side with fucking YouTube. So what you've done is you've pulled up your fucking braces, you've strapped your fucking boots on, and you've got out there and you've done something that you've changed your mindset, because you could see that the old mindset didn't work. And this is a problem with lefties. They can't seem to fucking do that.
No,
Well, I like to say, Ray, actually, and kind of like DP kind of knows my finances, yeah. I don't, and I've said it for a long time, I don't actually make very much off of YouTube at all. I don't do it because of that. Never have done. So when people are like, oh, it's all about money, it genuinely ain't for me. I earn my money through going to work for a living. This is just something where I go out and do something that I believe in. That's it. I'm a bit like everyone goes on about journalist, auditor, etc., etc. But in reality, I'm none of the above. I'm just somebody that goes out, has got a bit of a hobby, and like I say, likes to fucking interact with people. That's it. If anything, an activist, mate, because even auditing in itself is activism against the police, right?
I do have a difference of opinion here to you fellas. I think have you heard of the myth of personal responsibility? It's companies blaming you for not being proactive enough, which is another word that they made up.
No, that's just mate, that's not the way the world works. If you want anything in life, go out there and get it.
No,
that's simple.
Not always an option. Hello, Katie. What is Katie?
You know what I do want to say before, because I will forget, Jim. You know what though? You're kind of like an asset, yeah. Because one thing I struggle with is finding people on the opposite side, the left, yeah, that can have a reasonable conversation. So
I know a couple of them. I know a couple of them.
I respect that.
Do you know what? I want to echo that. Jim, we differ on a lot of opinions, but I appreciate you've come on in good faith and you have your own opinions and stuff. Your chest. Yeah.
I mean,
that's good. And hello, Katie. Hello, mate.
I'm trying to convince you guys a bit, but like, it can be difficult. Like the first time you think this whole surplus labor value, billionaires stealing your money stuff.
Yeah.
The first time you hear it doesn't make any fucking sense.
But they're also doing it through mass immigration, Jim. So we're at a stalemate. It's like a fucking paradox.
Like the mass immigration thing, they're doing that because they can pay them in cash in hand under the table. They can pay them less than natural born citizens of the UK or people with a UK passport.
No, it just means when there's more supply of workers, the workers can't go, we want more wages because you need us. Because they go, we don't fucking need you, get out of here. And that's why agencies get to run wild. I think agencies
there is one thing that can save you from that, and it is joining your union. I swear.
Unions have already done all their work. They've done their work.
That's just the only way you can get what's called collective bargaining power, because all of you are in the same thing.
I get what you're saying, but the unions have attacked us specifically as content. They're the ones that the protest. How can it be so one-sided? I thought they're meant to be neutral for the workers. What's with the political lean then?
So I'll give you a little bit of an anecdote at the minute. So I've just finished a contract at a place. I was there for 3 months. It was a big firm. I was getting paid really good money. And I was just about to actually sign on to a contract. But I thought, you know what? It's not for me, this. I'm not going to do it. I want to have a couple of months off.
Right.
They asked me to join the union. It was Unite the Union, I think they were called. When I asked the lads who'd been working there for years, what's this union like? They all said they're all corrupt, they're all crooked, they've all accepted jobs in higher positions so that the actual bosses of their work would have an easier time with the unions and anything to do with the lads. I thought exactly what I thought. I wouldn't touch a union with a fucking barge pole.
Not all unions are
they're not the same as they used to be, Jim. Right. The unions, the laws are in place that your unions fought 4 years ago. It's not the same as it was.
Thatcher cut the balls off every union. She made these laws where they're not allowed to do it this way, or any way, really. So they
What
can't
would you,
really...
all right, Jim, as well? What would you say to the right leaning? So I've been at protests, and there's been plenty of these working class guys that have come up and gone, I've been part of this union for 40 years. And now because they're so leaning on this side, I don't feel like I'm part of the union. I've paid into all my life and I've quit the union. There's plenty on the right. That's where I think the unions have gone wrong. They've gone down a political path and picked a side too much.
No, well, the unions have always been...
A lot of working class are pissed off with them now.
Economically left, as in like every worker should get the value they create.
But they've gone above and beyond, I believe.
Just taking it.
But it's meant to be about work rights, not standing there fucking at protest abusing everyone every week. Do you know what I mean? And a lot of the people on the right, working class, have been part of that and been like, fuck this.
Like I say, unions are quite left-wing, and a lot of members from a union will be so left-wing they'll go to a protest and like counter.
Well, the union should say, leave the union banners, go and protest all you want.
Yeah.
It's just not a good look on the other side. I don't think it's fair.
Actually, yeah, don't bring the union into this.
Yeah, because I think it's unfair on the other side.
Might agree.
Guys,
everyone pays their dues.
Just while we're on, I want to give Katie an opportunity because she's been sat there, and I can see that she's, thinking about what's been said. Is there anything that you want to think with, Katie?
Katie is Scottish. She's from nearish Glasgow. So
Scotland.
Get ready for the accent.
Hello, mate.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks. You do realise that certain people are still part of unions and still go to protest to actually campaign for better working conditions, don't you?
Yeah, but I'm not on about them protests.
We're talking about the order to no, I shouldn't say it that way.
What protests?
Immigration protests and
yes, that's the second time I've done that.
We've just had a pro independence demonstration up here in Glasgow today.
Yeah.
To actually become an independent nation and also have better working rights, better standing for working class people here in Glasgow or here in Scotland, at least. And a lot of people up here in Scotland are more left-leaning, more centre-left or left-leaning or socialists up here, and they campaign for this. I've campaigned for this. I haven't worked for a while. I'm disabled, but I still campaign with people that I used to work with. I used to be part of CWU, the Communication Workers Union. I used to work for BT, and they can. They're quite good. BT can go and it should be brought back into public hands. To say, people campaign for this stuff up here. People campaign for this across the UK, and we need extra people to come into the country to actually do these jobs. Be our barmaids, be our nurses, be our telephone workers, work in a call centre, or to actually go out and build the data infrastructure for the entire country. That's how we get it. We do campaigning and protesting and going on strike.
So Katie, can I just ask you something? And that sounds all well and good, that, but do you think the unions of any way, shape or form, anyone in the UK, should be turning up at pro-Palestine marches in this country? Do you think they should be turning up at these marches, flying their flags?
Nothing to do with workers' rights.
Basically, should they be getting involved in geopolitics, right?
Well, it's all about whether it's with the banner under the flag.
They all take a banner.
It's already politics anyway. If you're protesting against something that you don't agree that your government's doing.
But then the union that is split between right and left is now left-leaning, and it's to all the people that are the working class on the other side. They've quit the unions, Katie, saying, look, that's not fair on that side. But if they just kept to workers, I agree with you, workers protest one is brilliant. But they've had them in Cov, with the bin strikes and all that side of things,
No, up here they haven't. A lot of the union campaigners who are going out on strike.
But what I'm saying is the point of them being that is what they're good for, That's what they're good for, isn't it?
They still do. They still do join the protests against the genocide. in solidarity with Palestine.
So can I just ask, Katie? Can I ask it then? So you think it's okay for them to turn up at pro-Palestine protests because it's all part of politics? Can you tell me the last time a union batch of people flying the flag stood with Israeli people in order to say what happened on October the 7th was the most vile thing going? Because I've never seen that. Do you think they should be doing that as well?
Condemn both sides, yeah.
Was October 7th the most vile thing going, or like is the 3 years since
At the
and
time.
Israel's
At the time.
reaction is that
Excuse me,
worse?
mate. Excuse me, mate. If you're watching a female being dragged into the back of a 4x4, knowing exactly what she's going to be going through in the next day, 2 days, week, year,
However,
fucking. Well, no,
I've
not
also
fucking.
seen-
However, not however.
I've also
We're not
seen
gonna- we're
3
not gonna
years of
downgrade-
parents
we're not gonna
carrying
downgrade
bits of their
the-
child
the-
in a plastic
so-
bag to the
And
mall.
that is terrible, absolutely terrible. We're not going to downgrade the
Well,
victims.
no,
of
you're
October
doing it in
7th.
some kind of hierarchy now.
There's no hierarchy there, but what I'm asking for is some actual fairness. You never see, you know, these fucking unions on the other side protesting about the treatment of those people on that day. You've never seen it because they don't give a fuck. Because they want the most people coming to them as a union so they can get their little fucking subs every fucking week. That's what unions are good for. Fuck all, other than taking your money every month and doing fuck all for you. That's what unions
Not why
are good
they
for.
do it.
Literally
not why they do it.
Just to ask, don't you think the unions are doing a complete overreach? The modern day unions are a complete overreach of power.
Yep.
They shouldn't be. They should not be. They should not be getting involved in geopolitics. They're there for workers.
100%.
Workers' rights, geopolitics. They should have no involvement at all, and that's both on the left and the right. They should not be getting in politics.
They're still there for their workers.
Yeah, I don't think there are that
Not
many
for the ones that
right-wing
don't agree with that,
unions.
what they agree with, though. That's what I'm saying. If you're going for workers' rights, workers are going to go, we all agree with workers' rights, yeah? But when you go into geopolitics, the lefties inside the unions will agree with it. But like I said, in the working class now, there is a lot more working class, what you'd call right leaning, that I've spoke to myself, come up to me at protests saying, I've been part of unions for 30, 40 years and I cancelled it. And I never wanted to, but it's just like, wow. You know, it was never meant to be about this. Why are they involved in this? This is union members coming up to saying it themselves. I'm just the messenger. You know what I'm saying? Like, well, where's the fairness for them on that? Whereas the union stayed out of the geopolitics, then it would have never have been a problem. They would have just, both sides would have turned against the workers' rights.
So what about the trade unions' role in ending apartheid in South Africa? Do you know anything about that? Do you know anything about that?
Nothing to do with the UK. We're talking about the UK now.
Yeah, UK trade unions.
The UK unions need to focus on UK workers and UK workers alone. That's what they need to focus on. If they can't do that, they're not fit for
ending
purpose.
apartheid.
Yeah, the teachers'
Nothing to
union,
do with the UK.
It fucking was.
It's nothing.
I don't know if you
social
were
service
unaware
union,
of this.
PCS, that protest. So all the social service workers are there.
Yeah,
all the unions
BDS,
all the teachers are there.
Boycott, divestment, and sanctions. BDS. It started with South Africa, with the unions. So, what were you saying about how then shouldn't be in politics? Or?
Okay, so let me be clear. UK unions should have nothing to do with political politics in other countries. They
What about
need
the
to
apartheid movement, though?
forget
shouldn't have been involved in that
South
either.
Africa.
What's
You
that
don't
about?
live there, and neither do I.
Yeah,
They need
but
to
do you think it
focus
was a good thing or a bad thing that they helped end apartheid?
It doesn't bother me either way. I don't care
Oh,
about
good.
any other country.
Cool.
I care about the UK.
Fun.
I care about the UK.
Well, if
Yeah,
that's
the world's problems are not our
capacity of
problems
your
anymore.
empathy, then good for you, I guess.
We gave the empire up. We ended slavery. We did a lot, man. We moved off. We wanted to just chill. Why is everyone's world's problems ours constantly all the time? The unions are for our workers, not work. What was trade unions got to do with apartheid in South Africa?
Apartheid was in like the end of the 80s, brother. That's 50 years ago, and you're making it sound like
But
it's
where's
a
the
weekly
connection?
thing.
Where's the connection?
So why are
between
you bothered about it if
racism
it's
and
ended
South
50 years
African
ago?
apartheid?
If it's ended 50 years ago, why are you so bothered about it? It's done.
Because
Done and
you
dusted.
said unions shouldn't take
They
an
shouldn't.
active role in
They should-
politics, and
No,
they
they
helped
shouldn't.
end apartheid.
In another
well,
country.
What's your definition of ending apartheid? I don't know if you've been to South Africa recently or know any people in South Africa, but they're
Is
all
that seriously your first contribution to this?
Apartheid still exists, right? But it's now the roles of position has changed. It's now blacks on whites.
Yeah, that's what Elon Musk says on Grok.
I actually know people that live there.
that is actually the case.
I actually know a farmer that lives there.
Because anecdotes are the same as data.
So, so what are they doing about the current apartheid then?
Yeah, it's pretty rough for white people over there in South Africa at the minute. It has flipped around like that. Like it's, you know. So
I literally speak to one that. Don't get me wrong, he's a bit of a drain pot, but
cool.
When
was the last time you were
seriously, there's
in
one I
South
know.
Africa?
There's a lad I know, and he speaks about it a lot, man. And I thought he was like, I don't know, exaggerating it a bit, but no, man, he like certain where he lives. No, he's a white guy in certain places he lives. He cannot go because he'll be attacked.
That's not the same as data.
What data
No,
are you
it's
talking
people
about?
that actually
What
live
data are
there
you
that
talking
can
about?
say firsthand what's going on over in South Africa, and
So
it's not good for
data
white
is
people
not
right now.
measured.
Have you seen recently the South African black people kicking off about other Africans immigrating, like the Somalians, like get out? Interesting,
No,
that, isn't it? Are they racist?
let's not swerve into that.
Well, what I'm basically getting at, right? If the union's going to do it one way, they're going to do it the other way, right?
No, not necessarily. There's more than two ways to skin.
Well, equalization, right? You can't be just favouring one side.
Well, let me ask you a
Yeah,
question.
no, I'll
Jim.
just say for it is my peoples ain't paying into some union for then it not to be for my peoples and be going to some like foreigners and and their rights and what's best for them. Like,
do you agree it's okay
I'll
someone to have
just
that opinion,
say it.
Jim? Yeah. Do
Sorry?
you agree that's okay for someone to have that opinion as well, Jim?
Which
What's
opinion?
your feelings on what Bear just said?
Um,
Because I think this is the problem with the left. I agree that you're allowed to have your opinion, and I feel like you do it in the best people's of like want and needs, right? But you're just naive. That's what I think of the left. Whereas the left seems to do this thing where you're evil for having any position that's not ours.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I just think you're naive and it's wrong in your opinions. You know what I mean? I think you're
in the
nice
same
people.
country you have. Shit, I'm not naive. I
Can I
just
ask you a
think
question, Jim?
differently. Yes.
Jim, can I ask you a question without being too personal?
Yes,
Without
right.
being too personal. Do you work for a living?
No. Not anymore.
So,
Not at
you've
the
got
moment.
you've got no real stake in what we're talking about
Oh,
because I'll pay
always.
tax, mate.
I live in this country. Of course, I've got a stake in it.
So how do you
What?
make your money, Jim?
Should
How
I
do you
be?
make your money?
No. How do I?
How do you make your money?
Money. I'm fucking
How do you
destitute.
feed yourself? How do you pay? What do you mean you're destitute?
I don't fucking earn much at all off the meager.
So without being too personal, are you claiming benefits? Are you on incapacity benefit?
Yes.
What?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough. So forgive me for saying your stake in all this is got to be lower than someone who pays into it. It's got to be.
Not really.
Because it's not your money, is it?
But the money gets taken out of your account no matter what. But I actually give a shit, so my stake is higher. If you're talking about stakes only in terms of monetary value, then I guess.
Oh no, I'm not. Because England's a country,
but that's not the value of life.
This is England. Sorry,
mate. The problem is you've got you've got a lot of opinion, and you're more than welcome to have all the opinions that you want, and I'm glad that you can air them. But the problem is, whenever I hear lefties talk, and I use that term broadly, I know I do, but whenever I hear lefties talk, it's always you're the problem. The person that is complaining about the immigration, the person that's complaining about grooming gangs, the person that's complaining about the woke ideology, you're the problem. But by the way, I'm not paying nothing into the fucking system. I'm not going to give you anything. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you shit on a Saturday afternoon with a massive banner stood next to some fucking Unite the fucking Union guy who shouldn't be there anyway. And I'll do that every weekend. But I can't get a
Some of
job.
them, I guess.
Does that make sense? Does it? Can you tell?
I can
Can
I
you
can
understand why
barely
that's
leave the house, but so not much of that did make sense to me. Like there's different
Well,
levels.
if you're genuinely in need of
disabled.
benefits like disability, then I'm all for us supporting that. Yeah, but I don't
Said
want to
this. I've got a bit of a lefty when it comes to economics. I think we all have to a degree, but again, no, I just don't even mean to be rude, but like for you, for my people, for us, like not for everyone else around the world, man. In fact, you can have a top up, bro. You can have even more if we just get rid of everyone that shouldn't be here. Like,
happy.
your stake actually would go up tenfold. In fact, that's just my opinion. Like, I think,
Katie,
that's my opinion.
Katie, what do you think?
It wouldn't go up if we got rid of all the people who you deem not fit to be here. It would actually reduce our economic base and take in more tax.
And the NHS would.
So Katie, I think it depends.
Actually fund.
So Katie, I think it depends, like on who we get talking about getting rid of. Yeah. So a good way to start with that is everyone who came illegally into this country. They shouldn't just get a free passage here. Then there's
define legally. Define legally.
No problem.
Well,
no,
because this is where the lefties play it, right? Where what you're going to go with is the Refugee Convention, and how it's actually legal for people to come here by small boat.
It's the law of the land.
It's technically not.
Oh, you're going to use a technicality like the law of the land.
So do you know what the law of the land is? Do you know what the law of the land is to enter this country
if you
legally?
arrive by a regular means, you can still claim
You mean
asylum.
illegal?
It doesn't
You
make
can't
you
substitute words with this, mate. Irregular in this context means illegal. If you're dumping your documents on the French fucking beaches, jumping on
That's for the process. That's
dinghy.
the asylum process to find out.
Oh, right.
If
So we
you
let the
have a
illegal people
family
in.
connection and claim asylum here in the UK, you're legally allowed to stay here and claim asylum.
So everyone who claims asylum should be here.
Everyone who claims asylum can be here for the period that they're assessed.
So how do we assess them for criminality? How do we assess that?
I literally don't work at the Home Office, but they do background checks and a lot of checks.
How do they do that without any documentation, Jim? How do they do that without documentation?
You can. I do not have the answer, but like scientifically, you could go with the
I can give you the answer.
Records. You could go
dental
with a lot
records
of
for
things.
crime. Dental records for crime. We're not talking about dead bodies here.
No, you can find their identity from their dental records and then see if they're flagged for any crimes.
But where do we get the dental records from then? Where do we get them from?
By
that's not how it works. So what happens is, if they come over here and they've got no documentation, they've got no passport, they've got no documentation to say where they've lived, where they've come from, it's all now guesswork. Now, can I ask you a question, a little scenario? If you were running a school and you had two teachers who applied for a job, one with no fucking documentation, one with plenty of documentation, and you let them both in, but none of these teachers have turned up with documentation, would you be comfortable having them in the school? Or would you say, stay that side of the gate, stay that side of the gate before we let you in?
Teacher.
You
can't apply for a teaching job without documentation. You need not only documentation, but certificates.
But apply that situation then to the UK. Think of the UK as a big school. We don't want anyone in that school that could potentially harm anyone. So why would we let them in without documentation? Why would we do it?
They're making it harder for people to have the documentation for coming in for asylum reasons.
Can I just say, you might be right about that. Katie, you might be right about that. But one, I'd say it's not enough, and two, the only reason that is because not you personally, but those on the left absolutely hate and despise and think are like the devil, and that's those on the right. It's because of the pressure that's been put on by those that are on the right that they are finally starting to do something, because they've been backed into a corner. They also know they're losing. And I know you on the left know the same. Labour are badly. They know they're hanging on by the skin of their teeth.
Fucking bastards.
For years of absolute garbage legislation done by our government, I just think we're in such a shit show.
Because the lefties have taken over.
It's because of all the politicians, all the governments we've had since I've been alive.
I'll agree with you.
I've got a funny feeling that I'm a bit older than all of you. It's because of all the horrible immigration policies that all of our government have done since I've been alive.
Blair fucked
It has
us
made
and opened up the
this
floodgates.
bad.
Since Blair, it's been about 15, 20 million in about 25 years, 30 years. That we know about.
It hasn't been
More.
It's been 2.5 million.
No, it's not. The Boris wave was 4.5 million.
Let me Google it. Can I have a go? DP, how do you feel about the latest immigration statistics that show that immigration is down by a fucking massive
but it's still too high.
Yeah.
That's
And you
such a
keep-
facade.
that's what
It's
you feel, right?
fighting him.
So you were so concerned with this tiny proportion of them that are asylum seekers and arrived by irregular means.
Hang on a minute. Are you saying
what you call illegal migrants?
Jim, are you
But now
saying
half of the million migrants have gone down? 500,000, and you're like, it's not enough. It's
not
like,
enough.
but you were making such a fuss over
Let me give you the
30,000 people.
undocumented men? Yeah, anybody coming undocumented shouldn't be coming undocumented.
Let me give you the
And
stats
two,
so that we're
I've
all
got a
clear.
statistic for you, Jim. Quick, sorry. I've got a statistic for you that I want to know about, because you look like a white Caucasian fellow like myself.
I don't know. I've never had a DNA
did
test.
you know? Did you know the population of white British people left in Britain is 74.3%, I believe, or 4%? And
Right,
that's down.
still
That was a
the
census. Hang on, that was a
vast
census.
majority.
That was a census done in 2021 as well. By the way, the census that was done 10 years before in 2011, at the time, that percentage was 83.2. So if you look over 10 years, how much that percentage has gone down?
No, sorry. Yes.
Well, just
About
1 second.
7.5. Let's say about seven. We'll even go with the lower figure, 7% over 10 years. If we keep going at that rate, we are being replaced. And one word you left of light for the last couple of years, so I think we have the right to use it, is us white people are being genocided in our own homeland.
No, we're not.
Yes, we are. We're literally being replaced.
I do not.
We're being replaced.
Genocide is appropriate to say in that context.
So can I just say something here?
I think that's the best context to say it in, to be fair.
Majority country.
I want to just touch on that, Bear, because you was on about the population of white British or white English or white British people in the UK. Have you got the statistics for black and Asian British people in the UK?
I don't know.
So I would argue in
roughly 20 to 22 million people.
Hang on.
In all fairness, I would argue that the skin colour is irrelevant. I would argue that's irrelevant.
Not completely. That's the identity of my people. So to say that the skin tone of somebody, the colour of their skin doesn't matter at all, unfortunately, it kind of does. It does no more than me like turning around and saying let's water down the black people and like turn them all white. That would be insane, and you'd be all screaming at me. So let's not do it with white people. Like it's not important. It's part of our identity as white Caucasian people.
In what context would it matter? In what context would it matter about the skin
Well,
colour?
that's our identity. That's that's our people. That's like just that would be like wiped our history.
Most
Why does that
nations
matter?
nationalistic.
I just think it does matter to me.
Concerning,
I mean, it's fair if it matters to you. Yeah, that's fair. If it
It does matter, and I think it matters to a lot of other people as well. That's not that I think. Listen, and I think no. Hang on. I think every country, everyone that has a homeland should have the right to turn around and say the same thing. Protect their identity, protect their culture, protect their borders. I think everyone should have that should be what every nation should do first and foremost.
Just because you were born in a place doesn't make it some homeland for everyone who looks like you.
Hang on, no, because when these people, when these people come here, hang on, DP, sorry. When they come here, they then end up with two homelands. They can call themselves British. They then have two homelands where I've only got this. This is my only homeland for me and my family and their generation, future generations of my bloodline, which might not really matter to other people, but it kind of does to me. It's part of being British and being English that I don't want to lose that identity. I don't. And that's not to say we can't have people of colour and stuff. I'm not saying that. But I think to make sure that we stay like the majority in our own country should always be a thing. It should in every other nation. They should have the right for the same thing.
Can I ask you what you think makes British culturalism?
Everywhere we are around the world, our culture's everywhere. It's so prominent, you can't even see it.
That's not an answer, and I was asking.
No, it kind of is. It kind of is. And just look at all the cultures that we also already have here. We brought a lot of cultures here. I'm not denying that.
How much Elgar do you listen to? How much Shakespeare do you read?
I'm not a big reader of Shakespeare. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, anything can be British culture.
I can't even kind of lie about that one, just in case you ask me a question.
You've got no culture thing.
You don't listen to Elgar and you don't read Shakespeare. Good Lord, how do you?
I know.
Yeah, exactly.
I know. How
British culture can
unpatriotic
mean
of
a
it.
lot of things, including chicken tikka masala, which you've all heard the story.
British
and anyway,
culture.
you know what? Do you know the culture thing goes even deeper? Yeah. Do you know what it is? The Welsh get praised for the Welsh and wanting to be Welsh. The Scottish, they get it. Oh, the Scots, they love them. They're proud of their culture and the Scottish way. But when it comes to England, you're all a bunch of cunts and you ain't got none. We fucking invented half this world, my friend. We brought democracy around the world. We were important. Yeah, Scotland are great. Yeah, but we were important across this entire planet. Our language is the business language. It's spoken all over the world. Our peoples went to places like America, seen all the fucking resources going, fucking out, hold my beer, 300 laters flying fucking rockets to space. Do you know what I mean? Our culture's everywhere, my friend. People want to come to our countries because of our culture. Why wouldn't they stay at home then if we haven't got the different culture that they want to come to? Cause it's a different culture and it's prominent. Do you know what I mean? To say that we haven't got no culture is insulting as an Englishman. I think it's outrageous.
You guys are all talking about British culture, but like we've established you don't read Shakespeare, you don't listen to our classical music from hundreds of years ago.
But that's your interpretation of British culture. That's
your
interpretation.
No, that's a long established. Wait,
you?
You think
Other people?
You think English culture, British culture has nothing to do with Shakespeare? It's not one of our biggest.
I didn't say that. No. So I didn't say that.
I just don't read it, bro. I just don't
read it. So you don't engage in British culture. You don't go and watch the plays. You don't read it. But it's one of our best things as British
That's
culture.
not true. No, that's not true. Theatre and that, all for going to watch a good theatre. But reading, not my strong point, man. Sorry for
culture, bicycles. James Starley, who invented the bicycle, lives a few roads away from where I grew up.
I think I found a problem here because reading will really inform you. It'll make
no. Hang on. I didn't say I couldn't read. I didn't say I couldn't read.
Yeah, but
you don't.
no matter what you do read,
I've got to have some interest in it, and I don't really have
right-wing,
much interest in
left-wing, just a
Shakespeare.
novel, whatever you read, it makes your brain just fucking work.
But you're talking about British culture, and what you're talking about is your interpretation of British culture. Shakespeare, Chaucer, Last Night at the Proms, all that kind of shit.
Milton.
Fantastic. Milton, everyone like that. Fantastic. But what my terminology of British culture is, and DPs and Big G and everyone else on the panel, what their interpretation of British culture might be different. But what we will agree on is it can all be part of a culture. Fish and chips, British culture. Big Ben, visiting London.
Yeah, can I just say, British culture was just like all the other cultures that we've let. You know, where like we look at these other cultures now, and they're all very close knit cultures. We used to be that. We used to be exactly that, but we facilitated everyone else that we forgot about ourselves for a minute, man. And I just think that it's time that we stopped doing that and learnt to love ourselves again, and realised how fucking amazing we are. Just like other countries think they're great. There's nothing wrong with that. That you should think that. You should get up every day and think that you're great as a person. You know, like.
Nah, they hate the colour of their skin, really, man. Edit, Jim. You hate the colour of your skin, innit? You know, I wish I was black. I wish I was black.
I wish I was green.
I feel even more of a victim.
I wish I was green.
No, don't get me wrong. I hate the colour of my skin. I burn kind of easily.
Yeah, that's because of the sun. But no, did you guys know that whiteness, originally, calling people white, it didn't include Irish people or German people?
Well, that's whoever's definition, but white people are clearly white. Yeah. This complication goes
clearly white, but the Irish weren't white and the Germans weren't white.
Northern Europeans
How are they really not white?
For a few thousand years. We're actually long-standing peoples that have been, and specific peoples that have got a long history together. Long.
I don't think we should get too hung up on the white thing. Because, well, like I say, it was never about, like, we've got to have this white supremacist country where everybody's that's not white.
I heard that the whites were getting genocided in
I
South
wouldn't
Africa,
advocate
which
that.
I think is incorrect because of the data. I heard about, the white natural British being replaced. And I thought I'd just introduce the fact that originally white people, the designation of being white did not include Irish people.
Why do we still use these terms? Why do we still use colour? Why are we still in 2020?
Because we're being forced to get the conversation.
Because it's kind of got no choice.
I can't believe sometimes the lefties will go, yeah, white people are getting pissed off around the UK. We need to start looking at this a little bit. And they look so shocked when they say it, like, I can't believe you said the white word. That's how bad it is. But you can talk, black people can talk about how beautiful all that is. It's when you say that word, it's like an evil word. It's weird. And we need to break that barrier down. And that's what people like me are trying to do. We'll kick that fucking fence down with a big fucking boot.
DP, do you think that, or anyone on the panel, do you think that it's like a downgrading of any argument when you start bringing colour into things?
A little bit, yeah.
I think it downgrades everything.
Well, here's the thing, right? When you talk about like, white people being better, well, explain black astrophysicists.
I would say
like
don't
Neil
shut that
deGrasse
down,
Tyson.
Ray. I would say don't shut that down, because you do that, and I'm telling you. I speak to enough people, and even these people that are like apparently just like central right and notice this we're being replaced, Ray. We really are. Like, I don't want to have this conversation. I don't care about what color your skin is or what. But like I said, if it was the other way round and we were all started taking over Nigeria and there were no black people left nearly in Nigeria, not that there are no nearly white people, but like I said, look at the percentages that I give you of the census that was done in 2021, the number that I give you in 2020 and 11, that percentage that fell, that is a lot in 10 years. And if we were to replicate that again in another 10 years, it's not going to be long. It's not going to be long. And I just think that this conversation will happen.
What does the panel think is more important, culture or skin colour?
Neither.
but there is elements
you don't think culture's important?
But yeah, sometimes
not really, because you guys don't read Shakespeare. You
I
don't
think they
read
come
it.
hand. I think they come hand in hand. I think they come hand in hand.
You don't think culture's important? You guys don't read.
I think culture's important, but so's like I said, I don't want to get hung up on the colour thing.
You guys are obsessed with being English and like identifying with English. You don't speak it properly.
Why
you
does
don't
white
read
flight
it.
exist? Why do
What
when you
do
look
mean
at
don't
enclaves?
speak? Hang on a minute. What do you mean don't speak it properly? How is it? Are you speaking clear and proper English then, are you?
Well, no, I'm from Suffolk,
So why are you on about it then?
I speak like a fucking farmer. But
so why
I
call
can
other people?
spell, I can read, I do read, I read
Well, you can all spell and
all of
read.
these cultural things, and then you guys are just saying, no, not that culture. The bit where you're in the pub calling, people cunts.
What are you talking about, man?
Well, it's a bit.
When was the last time you read Oscar Wilde? When was the last time you read?
Last time I read Oscar Wilde's Ballad of Reading Gaol about 4 weeks ago.
Fantastic. What was the best part of that?
The
So you don't care about it, do you? 'Cause it's not prominent in your forethought, is it?
I'm drunk and I'm still taking 4 on 1. So I'm trying to remember a fucking Oscar Wilde quote.
Sounds like
from
my
a
ex.
60-minute poem.
Whoa,
and my favourite bit. So give me a moment.
I appreciate the conversation.
I'm sick of hearing this argument that people put forward, like reading books is some sort of necessity in life.
No, it's not a necessity. It's just an advantage.
Not these days.
Like when you sit here and you haven't read the books I've read, you don't know the things I know. So you're at a disadvantage. Read the books.
Yeah, I don't have to read book mates. I'd
you
rather
don't have
take
to
life.
read the books. You can just have an opinion.
No, I'd rather take life experiences over any book. Any academia.
Anecdotes aren't data.
Hey, mate, I work in data. I've left school with I've left school with no qualifications. Didn't go to uni or anything. Did I read books? No. And then now I'm paying a fucking tax bill of £1,700 a month.
So can I ask you, Jim, what books have you read? What books have you read that are against your ideology? Have you read Douglas Murray?
No, I've read Adam Smith, Wealth of Nations. That's why I made the joke earlier with DP.
Have you read The War on the West? Have you read The Madness of Crowds?
I don't read. No, I haven't read Madness of Crowds, but I have heard of and watched a review of it. But that was me being lazy. It's still better than not reading anything, I guess.
But you know what? If you're just picking a certain type of literature to read, don't you think that might be a problem?
No, I'm quite widely read.
So what on the right have you read? What books on the right have you read? Have you read anything on the right?
Adam Smith. That's the fucking bloom. That's like the no, it's not it. It's the blooming nut of right-wing liberal ideology.
No, you've got one person's account of what he thinks is right-wing. Have you read a vast amount of stuff that you can say, do you know what? I've read quite a lot of literature on this, on the left and the right, and this is the opinion that I've come to. You haven't, have you? All you've done is you've read a couple of books, maybe a couple of paragraphs.
I watch more that I disagree with than I read.
So who do you watch?
Because reading takes weeks sometimes.
So
but
why
I
then?
can have someone explain their views to me and then disagree with it quite well.
So why then are you trying to call out us for not reading Shakespeare and not
not reading at all?
We all. What
I
do you
didn't say I didn't read, my friend.
No,
we all read.
You said I didn't say
I
read the Bible
why
very
is reading
often.
the only barometer of intelligence? Why do you lefties
Yes,
do
the
that?
Bible.
I read, so I'm more intelligent than you. I went to university 25 years ago, did a course for 4 years, to a job that I never had anything with.
So I'm
that
more
makes me way
intelligent
more
than you.
intelligent than you. Yeah. That's what they like, bro. Snooty as fuck about it. I went to university.
Oh, I'm so
30 years
snooty
ago,
because
did something,
I have
I can't
a
remember
good
now,
point
but that makes me better than
occasionally.
you.
Yeah.
That's what
Well,
you're like,
what
bro.
are you here for? Why are you here?
Why am I here?
Just to shout occasionally between fucking glass pipes.
Because I'm the entertainment.
And I know you were taking the mick out of the dialects earlier on, but you got that is culture, right? That is British culture.
I love doing accents,
there's some like 28 different dialects in a short space of land.
Yeah.
And that is an amazing piece of culture.
English. It's a different skill. But I love accents. I love dialects.
But that is British. That is British culture, right?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
You know,
a little bit. What are you talking about? Accents are what Britain is. You can go to Devon and they've got a completely different accent of someone who's 30 miles up the road.
It's not technically like culture that you've cultivated. It's just
what the fuck?
You know, your natural language in that geography.
The natural language would be English, wouldn't it? And then you have the accents that go off.
Sorry, your natural dialect in that geography where you're born. That's why I sound like a fucking farmer sometimes. All right.
The whole time I was in Glasgow, I was like, "What are they saying? Like, what? Like."
Oh, I love Glasgow accent. It's so good. Beautiful accent.
You know, obviously I've got Yorkshire. I don't pronounce my H's.
Yeah.
I cut out letters out of words.
From Brad.
You know,
I speak to people who like do the Yorkshire t. And I you know,
off to shop.
Just how they speak. But like when you're reading a book like the Bible, it's a completely different skill, isn't it? It's a different type of language. You have to adapt to it and just work it out. And that's where your brain gets to work.
Can I ask you a question, Jim? Can I ask you a question?
Aye.
If push come to shove and this country went into a major war, would you go and fight for us?
That depends.
If there was a civil war,
if we had followed Trump into a war in Iran, which has the geography of Mordor and is basically impenetrable and a fucking losing bet right from the start. If we'd followed him into that folly, or if this was 23 years ago and it was the Iraq war, no. If someone was attacking us, which they never would, because we're a nuclear-armed island nation, so no one's going to fucking attack us. But if they did, probably. Yeah.
Are you not you're not aware of the Falklands when that happened? We were nuclear armed then.
Wait, what? The Falklands weren't nuclear.
They're
Cuba.
part of us. They're part of us. The Falklands.
Oh.
1982.
Sorry, I thought you meant the other way around. My apologies.
So we were attacked. The Falklands were attacked. They were part of us. The Falklands are the UK essentially, and then they were invaded by Argentina.
Yeah.
What I'm trying to get at is, again, with the stake in the country, having a stake in this country, having some kind of meaning behind being here, and having the input and the foresight to put something into the country, and then if it's not going right, do you know what? Then have a fucking moan about it.
Interesting.
Yeah, we've let the Orcs into Mordor. We let the Orcs into the Shire. What are you saying, Jim? You know what I mean? If we carry on the way we're going, Jim, there won't be a
walk
Shire
into Iran. But at the same time, like since Thatcher, since the Falklands, weirdly, before the Falklands, slightly by about 4 years, we flipped it. After World War II, we were like, oh, everyone's proud to pay these taxes. We'll build some social housing. We'll build guttering, plumbing, electricity, gas, everything, all this infrastructure, as they call it. And they'll be like, the people who are rich will be proud to pay it. And then it just changed when Margaret Thatcher got elected. And they were like, well, if we cut all the taxes from all the rich people, we'll be able to...
Do you not remember the 90s? Fucking boom in the 90s were, so it fucking probably worked a bit, didn't it?
Oh, in the 90s, that's different. That's the...
Mate, you do realise that Margaret Thatcher's dead, didn't you? It's all done that, mate.
Every fucking night when I nut.
Like I said, I'm not concerned. I'm no conservative by any means. You do realise Margaret Thatcher might have been a cunt, right? But she set up the country perfectly for when Tony Blair took over, and that's why the 90s was so good.
Exactly.
So good. That one, all Tony Blair. That was actually Margaret Thatcher had created the foundation.
The only reason Blair got voted
created
in
all the wealth,
was because he completely changed the direction of the Labour Party and just was continuation. Well, technically, John Major.
Yeah, but this is what people always say. Margaret Thatcher did the country absolutely wrong. She didn't. She set up the foundations for the country to prosper after, and it was Tony Blair.
Foundations, mate. She sold the foundations along with the family. She literally sold the water companies. How's that going for us now? Do you like swimming in shit? Because it didn't happen after the war until
I'll tell you why we're swimming in shit, but you ain't gonna like my answer.
But Labour was in power afterwards, right? They could have changed it.
Yeah, no, they didn't, because he had to be continuation Thatcher, because that was the only viable political zeitgeist at the time. Well, option in the zeitgeist. Sorry.
You know, but like I said, for me, the 90s was extremely good. It was bouncing. Don't get me wrong. And like I said, that wasn't just all Tony Blair. That was Margaret Thatcher created the foundations for that to prosper.
But then you look at what happened to our trains, our drains, our automobiles.
Poor governance by shit politicians.
Yeah,
politicians ain't got a clue.
Government after government just kept selling stuff off for a cheap, quick fix while they.
Oh yeah, the political procrastination.
That's
what I think. The political procrastinate. They do this procrastination. So I feel like the politicians are like, well, it's just my job, but I'll be retired at some point, and then they just leave the problems for the next person. It just keeps happening. Instead of them going, right, we need to fix this and like long term. Do you know what I mean? They're just all in the here and now, aren't they?
Did you guys know
wounds, don't they?
Yeah.
60% of the welfare bill is actually paying out pensions. So when they go, oh, people are claiming universal credit when they shouldn't be available, it's like, yeah, that's less than nothing. 60% of it.
Yeah, I ain't got a problem with
nothing. Right, yeah, to be fair, I don't have a problem with people taking benefits. If people genuinely need them, give it them. Yeah. And like I say, if there weren't so many people in the country, I feel like we'd be able to give you more. And it's a shame we can't, you know?
Yeah, 100%.
The thing is,
foreigners shouldn't get it. You'd have some of it, some of the pie.
The thing is, the ethos of Britain has changed, right? Back in the 80s, 90s, it was the many pay for the few, right? And I'm all for that.
Well,
I'm all for that. But it's no longer a few, is it?
60s and 70s.
Yeah, it's no longer a few. It's a lot.
It's no longer a few, is it?
No. And it should be. This is why we're all arguing amongst ourselves, going, "Oh, it's those immigrants." It's like they're only getting hired because they can get.
Yeah, but the problem we have with the left, you completely deny that it's an issue. It's nothing to do with immigration. When numbers-wise, economically, when you look at supply and demand.
I'm trying to explain.
Sorry, you're talking like everyone that comes into this country is getting a job, like. They ain't.
Well,
I'm afraid to tell you, buddy.
Like,
but just go and take a walk around any major town or city on any weekday given, and they're loitering in our parks, around our schools, up to no good, smoking all sorts of drugs, taking loads of drink, and guess who's paying for that? Everyone that works. No, not everyone. Everyone that works, buddy. You're not paying for nothing. You're on the take, bro, at the minute, which is fine. Like I say,
in this situation, who are they?
They're hanging
around the parks. Them is smoking drugs.
Some stats for you off the government website. 3% of white people were unemployed in 22 compared to 6% of people from all other ethnic groups combined. And even though we're the majority, it's far less than this. People from the Bangladeshi and Pakistani, 9% of people don't work. Asian, others 7%, and black 7%. Bearing in mind that's obviously people that are able to work. The stats. Yeah?
You're talking a bit quick, my brother.
Right, so people from combined Bangladeshi and Pakistani 9% unemployed, which is the highest, yeah? Asian, other 7%, and black 7%. Ethnic groups had the highest unemployment rates out of all ethnic groups. Yeah, but them BAP ethnic groups, yeah. White people have the lowest unemployment rates out of all ethnic groups, 3%. So that is a problem. Of course it is.
You see, I am true all for immigration as long as the infrastructure supports it. Right?
Yes, I forget. Yeah.
Since
the infrastructure, we ain't got enough schools, we ain't got enough hospitals, our roads are shit, our storage system, is shit.
Yeah.
So why keep importing?
It's not because of immigrants. It's because people are
so
you've
got these problems. In the next 3 years, to bring another million net added to the population. In 3 years, be sensible. 3 years, another million people added to the net population.
And by the way, did you know there's not even? Did you know there's not even? Bro, there's not even a million jobs. Yeah, there's probably not even a million jobs available right now up and down the country.
Yeah.
What about
the only jobs are part-time, 0 hours.
And this is what I'm trying to say. You're talking about those numbers, and the people sit here like Jim. No offense, Jim, but saying like, "Oh yeah, but they're working for." In reality, they ain't. They're always going to be a negative on the country's economy. Always. They're never. They don't
claim
you may get the odd one that's going to make it and be like it's happened. People become famous footballers, and look at Mo Salah. Yeah, Mo Salah come over. Not Mo Salah. Sorry, Mo. What's his name? The runner.
Yeah, Mo Salah.
Mo Farah. Look at Mo Farah. Yeah.
Oh,
look at him. Like there are people that will come here and kind of make it, etc. But
not a lot.
Oh shit.
For the most part, a lot of these people are just a drain on the economy, man.
And some people bring a lot of crime with them. Albanians and Somalians in London.
And that's the truth. So when you're saying let's tax more people, let's tax the billionaires. Where they'll still go for the cheap labor anyway, because you're taxing them more if they do stay, which means more of them are going to come in anyway. So they're just paying for more people to come into this country rather than actually any of us prospering from that money. That doesn't really make any sense.
Incentivizes them not to hire people illegally. Let's put it bluntly.
Can I ask you a question, Jim? Because you're clearly. Yeah, well, Jim,
completely separate thing.
Look, a question I'd like to ask you, reasonable one as well, yeah. Is you're obviously for migration, yeah? You've got no problem with it. You don't see it as mass migration.
I'm not. Don't take it as saying open borders, but I'm like, migration has a economic uplifting effect. That's what I believe. And
not every time it doesn't.
You're kind of almost answering my second. Yeah, you're almost answering my second question, because with you, I was hoping you would say yes, and then that second question was going to be okay. That's fine, but where's that limit? Or are we just saying it could just be, like you say, open borders? There has to be a limit, right? And it's okay saying immigration, we can help these, but when do we stop? When do we stop helping people to?
Here's my thing. Yeah, I get you. My thing is that we should make policy through our politicians who we vote for. We should make policy that disincentivizes hiring immigrants, because you can.
You know the man for that job, don't you, Jim? You know the man for that job, Jim. You know the man for that job, innit? You know what I'm going to say, don't
listen, we spoke to a girl.
No.
We spoke to a girl the other day in Oxford, who was clearly on the left, a student at Oxford University.
As one does.
And you know what? When we got talking again, we weren't very far off on kind of like our opinions. Like, it really not. And again, she was left, but by the time we had a reasonable conversation, it was like I could see where she was coming from, and it was like
the love we got for that was amazing as well, man. It was good. That was.
It was a good. It was like I say with Jim. Even Jim, I don't agree with him, but any person on the left, whether they despise me or not, the fact that they'll still sit and have a conversation without having to throw like crazy rhetoric at each other, to me, it's good, man. There should be more of it.
Do you know what? I want to touch on that a minute there. So, Jim, you you frequent a certain corner of YouTube, didn't you? You're quite friendly with
lots of
what's his name,
Discord.
Little Lewis and his dad.
J.O.J.
Yeah. Do you think the way that certain people on the left vilify other people's opinions to the point where they're just talking absolute fucking shit every time they post something, do you think that's the correct way to foster conversation, or do you think that those people should actually try and be more open to learning and to understanding other people's points of view?
Could you try the question again, but sort of more unbiased, and I'll answer it?
Yeah, I'll try my best. So when I've looked at Little Lewis's posts and the things that
I'd say maybe. I'd have said maybe leave that name out
Ray.
of the.
Ray, they're watching. They're watching, Ray. They'll be ghosting, Dad. They'll be ghosting.
I couldn't give a shit if they're watching. So in terms of what they post and the rhetoric that they come out with on a very regular basis, where it's all attack certain people on the right because they don't like their politics. It's not that they want to have a conversation with them and try and get to some kind of understanding like you're doing now, because I've got to commend you, mate. You've got four, maybe 3-4 people on this panel that fundamentally not dislike you at all, but disagree with you, and we've got differences of opinion. And what you've done is you've talked. But what the problem is with the far left is they can't seem to do that, whether it's in person at protests or certain corners of YouTube. Why do you think that is?
I would say protests they're like a different thing, because you're just there to shout your opinion and hold a sign.
And try and get discourse if we can, Jim, to be fair.
I'd love more of this. If I could go to protests and have this every time instead of having to have back and forth with people, believe you me, my friend, I would much rather that. A quiet life is an easy life, bro.
Yeah, but at the same time, the original question, I would say it depends entirely on the opinion and how it's put across. So, like, if you say, we need to get rid of this race or that thing or whatever, it's kind of fair game to go, whoa.
Yeah, but don't say
you see that. Hang on, I understand though, because and again, because I listen to what the opposing side says. The reason you have issue with that is because you see that kind of talk as harmful, correct?
Depending on the comment, yes. Yeah.
I think that's the problem. We live in a society now where, like, everything we say, words, is harmful. Like, I think we should be more like, we should advocate for free speech, like real, true free speech as well. And people should toughen up and like feelings.
The original question was like, is Lewis being too mean?
No, that wasn't my question. No.
Well, no. But is the rhetoric justified?
Let me rephrase it.
Then
just so I can clarify.
Like, well, everyone's allowed to.
I'm just going to steel man my position here. What I was saying was, do you think when people like Little Lewis and his dad, and others, not just them, and others, say to people that you can't say that, you're not allowed to have that conversation, you're not allowed to have those opinions, do you think that's a problem?
Well, it's a bit like there are some opinions you just can't have. Like if someone tries to convince you of why
Jim, we should all be able to have opinions, actually. Can I just say, as someone who's kind of like been at the forefront of this individual, so he had an issue like with me going to protests because he's seen that behaviour, and especially like if you're picking out bits where I'm going back and forth with a lefty, like as okay, I understand that. Okay, so we decide, do you know what? All this screaming and shouting at each other every weekend, it's kind of fucking pointless. And everyone's fucking there now. Every man and their dog's there with the fucking camera, right? So it's like, let's swerve that, right? And let's go put a fucking stupid board on, hope to catch some attention, to just open conversations with people of the opposing side. We don't want to scream and shout. I don't want to stand there and have to be insulting to the person I'm having a conversation with. But that still somehow is a fucking issue. Now, I understand that opinion that I might be having in a conversation on video with that silly board on may not align with somebody's views, but it's not harmful, man. It's like if someone doesn't have want to have a conversation, they can walk on by. But I'm just using that as a point where it's like, I think I could go out at this point. I could go out tomorrow. I could film myself saving a child's life, and they would pick holes at it in some way.
Correct.
Just based on a biased opinion of
there are some things you can't say. There are some things you can't advocate for. Like everyone would scream at you, and then you just
so if that board says all that board said, bro, is aim high, vote low, millions have got to go.
To be
restore Britain.
That last bit is a bit much.
Yeah, I know. It's great.
It kind of is. It kind of. Hang on. It kind of is. But I said to a guy, right? I said to him. He said, "Oh, well, maybe that there, the way it says millions have got to go, could be a bit too much." I said, "Question for you." I said, "If it hadn't have said that, would you have stopped and had a conversation with me?" And he was like, like he got where I was coming from. No, he probably wouldn't have actually. So yeah, you're right. Maybe it is a bit triggering. But listen, if I just stood there with a daft thing on, with nothing of any interest to somebody, where they're going to be like, I'm going to challenge that, then I'd be stood there just for the sake of standing there. I'm there to try and engage in conversation. You want to draw people in. When I get talking to people, actually, no, not everybody has to go. This is what I think. I think we could start here. Go through a list of different criterias of what it would be to stay in the country. And then by the time you've kind of got rid of people that aren't contributing, criminals, like serious criminals that are just kind of a hindrance on us that we're having to pay for, then like you might actually find that's it. That's enough. We're kind of like, manageable now. But it's like any talk of slowing down migration or any talk of like maybe it just being a bit of an issue, like it gets frowned upon as if like, whoa,
let's be honest,
they've got an issue with immigration.
The latest immigration figures show that they're all fucking off. They don't.
Yeah,
they don't want none.
Yeah, before you start.
The reason they're not actually fucking off though. Hold on, DP. Most of the immigration stats, when they were really high, the legal ones were students, right, coming from Asia. Predominantly,
visas, they kept our university
student visas
actually ticking over. Yeah, and now it's going to collapse.
So, well, it's not going to collapse because the universities are now being told to actually go and put their universities in these countries. And I know this because my family, a member of my family actually works for one of the big universities. And she used to actually recruit people from India, China, etc., to join that university. So what the universities have been told is that they can no longer do that, and if they want their custom, they have to build the universities abroad in these countries, so those students can attend. So that's that's why immigration has come down. It's actually the legal. So when it comes down to let's put it on quotes.
There's a million legal immigrants and then about 30,000.
Yeah, the legal migrant
plus
problem.
Illegal immigrants.
Not the illegals, it's the legal. The big
So,
problem.
just another quick question there, Jim. Sorry, Big J. So earlier on, before you came onto the panel, I was showing the video of Edge of the Matrix when he was talking to
that guy. Yeah,
people.
Oh god!
Did you call him a grifter?
Can a woman have a penis?
But did you call him a grifter?
No. I did put the word grifter with a question mark to ask if that was what someone meant in chat. I should have probably also put the @ tag to the person I was chatting.
Do you think auditors are grifters?
Some, yeah.
Can you tell me what you mean by that?
Become a grifter.
People who just go there
to
Am I a
get
grifter?
views, to get to I don't know. People who go there to get views rather than Bear Britain Audits earlier was saying, I work a full-time job and I only go there for my passion for this country. But there's people like Chris Messenger who are just at every fucking protest getting their fucking teeth kicked out and then going, oh, please donate to my fucking a GoFundMe for my new pair of front teeth like it's a Christmas carol.
I'll give you that.
I don't know who that is.
Yeah, see, that's what I mean. Like, I'll always be fair, and I'll say, like, you know, there is 100%, and people will say that I am, but I genuinely barely take anything from it. I work. That's my full income. Going to work, yeah. Exactly. The rest is like, honestly, it's like it's really irrelevant. You've only got to go look at the channel and how much I post on there. But there are people that definitely have used this whole thing. And one thing I've always said, long before people were talking about migration and all these issues, even Ray, when it was like the police auditing, unfortunately. Just my observation over 5 years of using this now, a lot of people that use these kind of apps, like, and I'm not judging everyone, but there's like a lot of people that turn to these apps that are like quite naive and sometimes vulnerable, and I believe, like, well, I can see, I'm not saying it's right, but I can see how like this kind of industry would be like a scammer's fucking paradise because people are so easy to. And so at the moment, not for everyone, like the left see it as no issue, but there's a load of people that are like not in fear as such, but they feel like everything's changing and they're looking for an answer. And there are certain individuals that are using that to earn a living off the back of. And really, it shouldn't be about that again. It should be about not the monetary side of things. Like, you're allowed to have your opinion, and it's the same on the left. Like, left, you're allowed to have your opinion, but if it's something where you're only like pushing this propaganda sometimes, then I do see it. There are grifters. Definitely.
But it's the term that's the problem, grifting. To me, the term grifting is you're doing something that's either criminal or you're doing something that's not morally at least right. You could put that label on the BBC, you could put that label on ITV, Sky News, any other.
They definitely. They're always on the grift. MSM.
Grifting means doing something for money, even if you don't like believe in the actual.
Oh, I believe in what I'm doing, so definitely not a grifter.
Yeah, exactly.
So let's break that down.
Yeah, okay, but that's fair enough. Not everyone does though, and you know it as well as I do.
Yeah, I really believe in what I'm doing.
If it's an easy way for someone to make money, if it's an easy way for someone to make cash, why wouldn't they do it?
Well, that's the same reason that they're not employing expensive white native-born.
No, I agree with you. I agree with you. Why would they not do it? But I reckon there's a lot of people where if they weren't monetized, they wouldn't be doing it, right? That's the whole point. Like, if they weren't monetized, if they weren't making money off of it, they wouldn't be doing it. And that's to me like, well, again, so you wouldn't be stood there at the forefront with everybody else, probably pointlessly fucking standing at a protest. There is that side of like, and I've seen it. I've literally seen people come in, have a certain opinion, and the more they've noticed that views and stuff go up, and the more they kind of push things and the things they say, that those views, they rise, and with those views rising, so does revenue, and people kind of. I've seen people literally, i.e., like, I don't know if you remember Joe Vlogs, Mr. Im. Look what happened to him, bro. He was a cycling channel. He kind of like fell into my channel. We spoke, we met up. He wanted to come out on a migrant hotel audit, right? I took him to one in his local area. He went home and uploaded it, and he went from having videos where he was getting like averaging maybe 400 to 500 views on a video to all of a sudden he was getting like 10, 15 on his first migrant hotel. And all of a sudden he wanted to recreate his channel, and that's what he did. He started going out. At the time you had the riots going on, the Southport riots, and he was saying certain things. He was like pulling up to bits of litter, going, That's what happens when you let the Muslims in. Yeah, and you know, I can be I'm critical. Listen, I'm critical of that stuff, right? Already, and people like us, yeah, there's certain things I'm critical of that, and even I'm looking at it thinking, you can't say that. Like, even I'm going to defend them there. You can't literally just take a picture of a bit of fly tipping and be like, fucking Muslims again. It's like,
no, mate, that's
no,
capitalist.
right? But he done it because the views were going up. And at the time, because of the topic and what was not trending, I don't want to call the Southport riots as trending, but it was, let's be honest, it was over everybody's social media. You couldn't kind of swerve it.
Speaking about it.
Yeah. And he went on. He went to a thing. He called a security guard a derogatory racist word or term. And assaulted him. He got arrested for that. He was on bail. He also had an altercation with a guy in Stoke, like where he was really aggressive and threatened to break this guy's jaw and that. And I'll get that camera out my face. And bro, it just got insane. And then to the point where, like I say, he got charged and he went to court, and they were going to give it. I think it's all out there now. I could be wrong, but they were going to give him prison, and it was only because he claimed. Well, he apparently cut himself up and that. Cut himself up, fucking done the whole suicide thing, fucking, and they obviously because the stuff he'd been pushing, mate, the stuff he'd been pushing, and then the charge that he was going to get put in a jail where predominantly we know a lot of these jails are run by Islamic gangs, and that's not like me being a dickhead. That's just the fact. You know, ask anyone that's been to prison, they'll tell you that. So it wouldn't have been a good place for him, and I'd seen that, and it all came from monetary gain. They went from. I remember taking him to the first Palestine protest. The first Palestine protest. I took him to a Palestine protest, where I was actually, I'm not say in support of Palestine as such. No, maybe bits of it. Yeah, I was in support. I'm not with Israel. Like I say, I don't align with Israel or Palestine. I don't really care for either of them, but I'll call out wrong when I see wrong. And both of them are just as wrong as each other. That's how I see it. Like both of them. It's been going on fucking many, many, many years.
Thousands of years.
And I just don't think Israel are nowhere near as fucking innocent as they're made out to be.
Of course not.
But I do understand
the
about
most important army in the world, and then they train dogs to rape their detainees.
But however,
what?
Like I say, you got to be fair about this. What I do understand is they're a certain area, right, and literally. They're like in the middle, and then every country surrounding them all the way around. Muslim countries, where a lot of those Muslim countries, whether you like it or not, my friend, the Muslims do not like the Jews. It's it's just a religious thing, bro. It's just one of them things.
Because Israel, as a country,
I'm afraid that's not the case.
78 years old.
We all know that's not what Hamas's charter said.
And they actually just plopped it on top of people who were already.
That wasn't the charter of Hamas, though, was it? Let's be honest. And Hezbollah. And no, it wasn't.
Hezbollah is from Lebanon, which is a different country. And Hamas wasn't created until the 80s.
Hang on, yes. The reason I mentioned Hezbollah, because Hezbollah are just as complicit in attacking fucking Israel, bro.
Well, yeah, they're part of the resistance. Because Israel keeps taking pieces of Lebanon as well.
Are you saying
why is it you advocate for telling them that they shouldn't have to lose pieces of their land, but you're so up for giving away this land?
Yeah, but
why is that?
Israel wasn't a place until they illegally dumped it down on.
Well, exactly. This place has always been a place, and you don't seem to advocate.
They already lived there 70, 80 years ago. And then, like, some English mandate thing happened, the British mandate of Palestine between World War I and II, and they just fucking gave it away to Zionists.
Yeah, well, that was the British.
People are there, but why not have this fucking country?
So where do the people of Israel go then? In your world, then, Jim? So you give Palestine, let's say, back to the people who say they should be there in the first place. Where do they go?
Borders.
Where do the people of Israel go then in an ideal world?
Oh, okay. Well, they live in the same country but with equal rights instead of apartheid, which is what they're currently doing.
But Hamas don't
not
want that,
South African.
Hamas
They're
don't want
doing
that.
What? You don't want equality between Jews and Muslims?
No, Hamas don't want that. Hamas don't want it.
Sorry.
You do know when you drive,
Hamas-
like for instance,
Hamas
through
do-
Israel, yeah. You do know when you drive through places like Israel that, like, on road signs, they'll not just have it in their language; they'll also have it in like
here's the
Arabic.
thing.
Correct?
But did you know that?
Can you answer the question? Do you know that? Do you know that?
Yeah, I know more about Israeli roads
So
than
therefore,
you.
that country
Because I
can't be an
know-
apartheid country,
I know
can it? By definition.
Israel has one road for the Jews and one road for the Arabs. That is literally apartheid.
Do you know why that is? Do you know why that is?
Because they're fucking living in an apartheid.
But do you know why that is?
Because they claimed that they needed security.
So, for security from who? From who?
From the
Hamas.
scary Arabs.
Yeah, the Palestinians are quite extreme. Some of them.
Hamas
They are
has
very
only
extreme people. They're not
existed
these
since
pretty
2000
people
plus.
like you think.
You can't
Bro,
you can't
you
say
know,
oh,
you
it's
know the
because of Hamas.
Palestinians,
That's
yeah.
only
Bro,
the last
can I
20
just say,
years.
Oi,
Palestinians
Jim,
some of them are rage, bro.
you know the
Only the
Palestinians,
last
yeah.
20 years Hamas have existed.
Jim, you know the
Okay.
Palestinians, yeah.
Yeah.
You know the Palestinians. Oh,
Yeah.
let me tell you, if it's between them and Israel, let me tell you now, the Palestinians definitely do not align with your views. Yeah. More than like the people of Israel's views will align more with you typically, yeah, than anyone from Palestine, bro. And that's just the truth.
no.
Like these
It
people
wouldn't-
ain't gonna
no.
advocate for you, bro. In fact, deep down, these people don't even like you. That's that they
Neither
like,
do the fucking Israelis. They're Jewish supremacists. They're like,
right.
well,
And you got to
everyone
ask
else is a
yourself, why
fucking
will none of
scummy
these other
boy.
why
to say that.
if the Palestinian people are so good,
Yeah.
then why will none of the surrounding Muslim countries take these
Well,
people in?
because those are different countries.
They did, and they blew
They
them all
don't
up.
want
They
a
kicked them
million
all out. They
fucking
were terrible.
refugees. coming
It's because
across
they're
the
a bit
border.
barbaric, if we're honest.
No, it's
But
not. It's
Egypt
because
fought
they
them,
don't
they
want a
started blowing
million
everything up.
people coming across their border that they've now
Lebanon
got
kicked
to
them
care
out.
for.
So hang on a minute.
Israel kicked them out.
So do these surrounding countries have a right to say to these Palestinian refugees, "We don't want you here"? Do they have that right?
Well played. Yeah, no, they
Yeah,
literally do.
So
They're
do
like,
we have
no,
the
we
same
don't
right?
want a million refugees
We have that
coming
right,
across the
Rest my
border.
case.
Like,
Do we have
for
that
instance,
right?
Do you see what I'm
Jordan,
saying? Do you see what I'm saying, Ray? It's
the
hard.
kingdom of, all right,
It's
the
hard,
kingdom
mate.
of
It is hard.
the kingdom of Jordan already has 1.5 million Palestinian refugees living in its country. They don't want another whoever Israel fucking shoos across the border because they're going to fucking kill them otherwise. They don't want them just turning up in the country. 1.5 million people.
Egypt is more the crossing of between Egypt and West Bank is more fortified than the West Bank to Israel.
The Egyptians don't want them, mate. They went in there, right, and they started fucking doing
Mate,
loads of terrorist attacks.
mate,
The Egyptians
stop,
get out.
'cause-
But when the Palestinian lot went over to protest,
Nope.
the Egyptians were like, "You're mental, you lot," battered them and sent them back in.
And if you ask
Just remember that.
if you ask any Egyptian, and because like I said, I know a few Egyptians, and I've asked them this, they see the Palestinians in the West Bank as gypsies.
Like Romanian gypsies, yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
ironically, the word gypsy comes from Egyptian. So,
But my point is, they don't want them in their country because with
no
this
one wants
comes
Egyptians in your country. No
Right,
one
it's
wants
right,
Egyptians
yeah.
in your country.
Problems.
Not even
Palestinians
Egypt.
cause problems wherever they go. That's why they get kicked out of everywhere.
But what's
So
the
that-
difference,
That's
Jim?
that you just
Jim.
made that up. You don't.
Jim,
No, Lebanon
Source,
kicked them out.
please.
Tried to help
Source.
them.
I'd like a
The
source.
sources
for
are
that.
everywhere.
I'd like some. No, you can't just keep saying,
I'll
"Oh
get
yeah,
it up
it's, everyone
over
knows
it.
it." No,
Yeah,
I'd like I'd like a
We'll go on to my
little
chat.
internet
They
link
love sources,
to
don't they? They love it.
the fucking
Oh, it's all right, bro.
It's
article
fine. It's
that
fine,
you're
like,
taking
it's
this
fine.
data from.
You
So I need a link.
got to back it up.
I need a link, or I need you to shut the fuck up.
Oh, me or DP?
No, DP. He needs to either stop saying absolute bollocks or back it up with the
Not
source.
bollocks.
Go and smoke some glass pipe, brother.
Wow, as if he's calling me a crackhead. Jim Pad.
This is the difference. We've gone from having
This guy is
discussion.
fucking me off.
Kuwait, after the Gulf War, hundreds
discussion.
of thousands of Palestinians left and were expelled after the PLA backed Saddam Hussein's invasion of Kuwait. Jordan, did not
is
expel
not
all
a
Palestinians. Millions
sentence.
still live there. Yet Lebanon has not booed up as a single mass expulsion event. But Palestinians have faced severe legal restrictions, conflict displacement, repeated forced movements during wars. Palestinians in Iraq were heavily persecuted after Saddam fell. Many fled to violence and intimidation. Syria were displaced by war. But after this border, the conflict rather than specifically. Yeah, loads of countries just like get out, all the peoples, like get the fuck out. And what's that about?
That's what I mean. And then, then you're not allowed to be questionable about them. Like,
but the problem is here, lads. The problem is here. Jim is the archetypal lefty, because what's happened is now, and I don't mean this with disrespect.
Insane?
Mate. No. So what you're doing is what you just said to DP. You've gone to the derogatory terms. You've said, go and smoke your crack pipe.
He's fucking annoying. He's really fucking annoying.
Because you said you wanted him to cite sources. Why didn't you refute him with your own
really
sources?
Goddamn fucking annoying.
Before we move too far on to another subject, I was going to ask this about half an hour ago. Would you agree far leftism is just as dangerous as far rightism?
Well, extremes are extremes, so yes.
Yeah. Right, cool. So that's
I'm just a leftist.
I'm not saying you are, but the point I'm trying to get across here is that the political spectrum has become polarized. It's no longer a centralist point of view.
The centrists were always wrong. They thought they were right. Oh, the right idea's got to be in the middle somewhere. It's like, well, what about genocide? Is there a middle to genocide? Should we find the middle ground on genocide? Nah.
There's best of both worlds. But
you're sneaking in an extreme there. You've just snuck in an extreme to that conversation. You've said, "Is there an extreme to genocide?"
Yeah,
no one would agree that there's a consensus to genocide. No one would say that. That's really
some people, both sides is the hyphenated term. Both sidesing genocide is like no, and that's what you're basically. If anyone's like still thinking October the 7th was worse than the 3 years that ensued, then you need to probably reevaluate.
Well, it wasn't just October the 7th. It's been going on for decades, mate.
October the they weren't trying. Don't make out like they weren't ever sending any missiles over trying to hit fucking Israel, because they were.
Trying to hit them, but Israel's missiles are laser guided.
Yeah, it's still not the point, man. You shouldn't have to live like
fucking poke a bear, then, isn't it? It's like me going to the grizzly bear and go poke.
Hold on. The point I was trying to make is what is obviously it's become polarized, right? And what used to, and this goes back to the free speech thing, right? So when it comes down to the universities. Right now, there used to be grounds for political debate, free speech. You can say what you like and share your points of view. Now, across the UK, these have just become lefty echo chambers, and it's an indoctrination. Anyone that goes to uni now, in my opinion, is an indoctrination of political leftism.
Indoctrination.
Indoctrination of peoples to leftism, because the universities are now the point is that they're a lefty playground.
They are.
But
there was a teacher at Lowe's he said, I'm a teacher. I said, yeah, don't keep that to yourself. Don't ever say that again while you're here.
Like, you said it really confident. You said it really confident. I
it.
corrected you on the word, and you were like, no, it's definitely this word. And then you just...
No, I didn't say that. I said you knew what I meant.
I knew what you meant, but you were wrong.
Yeah, but I didn't say you was wrong.
I had to work.
I said you knew what I meant.
Yeah.
So,
but
like I said, I wasn't trying to do scoring of points, if you will. I wasn't trying to.
I'm not trying to score points. I'm just saying that the thing you said, and I corrected, and you doubled down on, was incorrect.
Well, I didn't double down it because I didn't say you was incorrect. I just agreed that you knew what I was. I never said you was wrong.
Oh, I knew, because like I did cryptic crosswords all day. But
like I said, it's semantics. You know,
it's just the confidence. It's the confidence that fucked me up. It's like, no, it's definitely this. No.
Yeah, but like I say, who cares? But would you agree that university has become a lefty playground?
I would say education. The further you go through education skews left. As in, like, the more you know, we should work together instead of just blame immigrants.
So you think it's a natural progression?
I agree with that.
No, I think the more you know, the more you know.
The smartest people I know are on the right.
You don't know many people.
I assure you, there's many people.
Why are you here again? Why the fuck are you here again? Sorry.
I'm DP audits, mate.
Oh, great.
In this
Brilliant.
game,
oh, you're the guy who keeps getting fucking knocked over like a fucking stick.
My man drank too many beers, you know.
Of course I've drunk too many beers, but I'm still wiping the floor with you.
Bro, you really are.
The point I'm trying to make is the universities have not helped in the past 20 to 30 years in the polarisation of what's happening in the UK at the moment. That's just my opinion. Now, in terms of there should naturally be left education, I disagree with that. It should be a political opportunity to share ideas and have opportunity and have political discourse within those. It should be a level playing field.
There's sharing ideas.
Oxford Uni rejected Carl Benjamin the other week. Why? He was set to go and do a speech, and then they pulled out on him.
Sargon of a cat.
That's not right.
Maybe it's
Sargon
because he's a fucking washed-up loser.
Well, no, he's not. He's there flying. None of that.
Cool.
They're absolutely killing the game, mate. Like beyond belief.
Yeah, great.
Like beyond belief. Any more than most of the lefty for people. Show me some. So for them to block his, so what though? To block his discourse at Oxford Uni is a joke, right? He's one of the voices of the right wing with discourse, and Oxford Uni are saying no, we're not allowed it. That's not free speech.
Well, here's the thing: you have to be invited to speak at that.
And they blocked Tommy Robinson as well. He's meant to be speaking on the 28th in Oxford, and that's been stopped now. They've had Tommy on before.
I'm going to go and take a piss.
You know, why doesn't Tommy be on? Have it out with him if you disagree with him, innit? Nope, too petty.
Do you know what? Though I appreciate the fact. I mean, I disagree with a lot of stuff that Jim's saying. I think he's delusional, but I appreciate the fact that he's come on here and is in total disagreement with mostly all of us about a lot of subjects. And even though he's done a few little silly, I think the drink's talking a little bit, ad hominem attacks on DP just because he's been indoctrinated by, a certain corner of fucking YouTube. I appreciate the fact he's come on and given his point and tried
this is how it should be, Mr. Beck. You know, this is political discourse and this is sharing ideas. We are going to agree on everything, but it's not an echo chamber. That's the whole point of it, is political discourse. You have every right to disagree. It's as simple as that. But like I say, you've got to find common ground somewhere. Otherwise, like I say, it's just going to the political spectrum is just going to continue to be polarized, keep pushing it either far right or far left. Nobody wins in the extremism. No one wins.
When you stop talking, when people stop talking, that's when the violence happens. That's in my experience, anyway.
Yeah, I totally agree.
And you can't talk to people that will want to keep shutting you down, even if you're saying the most dumb shit in their opinion that they've ever heard. They should at least let you finish and then say, "Well, I think you're wrong because X, Y, and Z." Not you shouldn't be able to say that. It's fucking hate speech.
And go to France to get beat around the head, and then laughed about it. You know what I mean?
And again, I don't need to keep flip flopping. You mentioned grifters earlier on, right? And I assume you relate this term to the right? So there's grifters on the left.
Yeah.
And yeah, I can. Unions.
Bad enchilada. He's a grifter on the left. Shoe on head. She's a grifter on the left.
Do you think Owen Jones is a grifter? Do you think James O'Brien's a grifter?
I think Owen Jones has changed. It's slightly different. He used to be a thing, and now these days he's changed into this thing.
He's a fucking moron. That's what he is.
Well,
but the union, the unions, right? The unions are grifters.
Yeah, proper ultimate
grifters.
The OG grifters, G.
Because they're doing it to get more subscribers to the unions.
Of course they are. Money.
And this is why they're getting involved in geopolitics.
The thing about getting more members in your union is you have more money to talk with. Like money talks, bullshit walks.
Yeah, money bully. You're able to bully with
that money. But Jim, what do you think the unions do with that money?
I know there are some corrupt people in unions.
They're all fucking
some of them
corrupt,
look like the fucking Sopranos. But some unions are genuinely good unions, and the other ones, the bigger ones, some of them. Huh?
Can you name one? Can you name a good union that's not full of corruption, that's not full of dickheads?
I do like the CWU,
I've never heard of them actually.
Communication Workers Union.
I'll have a look at them.
Yeah, they're pretty cool.
So the unions, like I say, I can't stand them, but the unions have crippled the Labour Party, absolutely crippled it.
They should disaffiliate. They should take their money and go elsewhere, like the Green Party.
I don't think they should go to any party. I don't think unions should have a stranglehold on political parties.
They don't have a stranglehold, but they do have. They do put a lot of money in and then ask for certain things, but they're not getting it from the Labour Party anymore, at all. They're not even getting spat on by the Labour Party anymore.
The unions are the biggest donors to the Labour Party.
That's true.
Yeah.
Why do you think that
they go elsewhere? They should.
Why do you think the welfare cuts
go elsewhere?
Why do you think the welfare cuts that they wanted to do didn't go through? It's because the unions have got the grip on the Labour Party.
Well, we talked about the welfare bill earlier and how 60% of it is just pensioners.
It's a form of
as the welfare bill. 60% of our welfare bill is fucking old people. The rest of it, all those little tiny percentages that they try to fucking cut into slivers and go, oh, this one doesn't deserve it. It's only 40%. It's less than half.
They've earned that, though, dude.
Huh? Of course they have. The old people have earned it. They've earned the right to get something back out of the system.
Yeah, but how long will that last? Because as
dead.
A millennial, I don't think they're going to keep those sweet pension propositions when I'm old enough to claim it. They're only doing it for the boomers because it's such a massive voting cohort.
So can I ask you a couple of questions here, Jim, just so I've got it clear in my head? Just a couple of questions.
One at a time.
I will do. I will. I won't.
Fair point you've made there, though.
So can I just ask how old you are?
40 now.
You're 40.
Yeah.
And without going into too much detail, when did you start working and paying tax? And just to caveat that, how long have you paid tax in this country?
Oh shit! This feels a bit like earlier. Well, I started work at 16.
Yeah.
Did that? Well, I'm not going to do my whole CV, but like
No.
up until 2020, up until the COVID thing hit. That was when I really just fucking lost it. Yeah, I can't.
But you were working all the way through, so since 16 up until 2020.
No. There were gaps, but that's why I'm not gonna.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is, I mean, if these gaps were big, my original point. But my original point was, if you're not putting as much in as, say, just for example, me and DP, or me and Big G, or me and Bear Britain, if you're not putting just as much in, why do you think you've got the right to say to old people that have put the time and effort into working and putting into their pension, well, you don't really matter as much as the people on the 40% side of things? You know, why is it that you're getting all this pension and getting all the benefits from it?
I didn't say that they don't matter, because I don't think that. I just don't. I think we should keep pensions good to keep our old people alive. But they keep voting to fuck over people our age and younger. Anyone below 50, they keep going, oh yeah, I'll vote for the Tories who say all these 18-year-olds need to get in the fucking army. It's like, what? Is that because your daughter isn't 18-year-old anymore? It's because she's like 56.
So they shouldn't vote then? Is that what you're saying?
Sorry?
They shouldn't vote because they're too old. They shouldn't vote.
It's tempting to do the meme answer and say, yeah, they should have to pass a test to vote. But no, they get their vote. But the thing is that the boomer cohort, the baby boom after the Second World War, that cohort is massive. So like if they vote for something because they've all been told something in the Daily Mail, if they vote for it, it means that becomes the policy for the rest of us, everyone under 50. They're like, oh, well, I want to keep my house price going up, which means you keep the wage price going down or staying the same or stagnant. Well,
but you're okay with it.
The same is stagnant because of inflation coming up.
Jim, you're absolutely okay with that. And I'll tell you why you're okay with it. Because you're still living here. If you don't like the fact that older people can vote and have a say in the country that they live in, you would leave, wouldn't you? You would go to a country where it's more aligning with your politics.
That's a bit.
Well, it's accurate though, isn't it?
No, I can not like things about the country I'm in, like, for instance, immigration.
But it doesn't matter that much.
Without having to fuck off to somewhere.
But it doesn't matter that much to you because you're still here.
Yeah, but what if immigration matters so much to you? Why don't you fuck off?
Well, I live here.
I live here too.
What you want about?
Wow.
Leave?
Oh, what a coincidence.
They can leave. We don't have to leave.
What do you mean? You want me to leave? You want me to give up my home? Be like, yeah.
I don't have to like everything about this country without someone saying fuck off then. I can actually vote another way.
People, man, I'll tell you.
You can vote then.
Yeah.
But old people can't vote or shouldn't vote.
I literally said that's not what I believed when you asked me about 50 seconds ago.
So
what are you trying to put into my mouth, brother?
Just on the,
I do not consent to that going in my mouth.
Just on the pension thing. Obviously,
shit.
Just on the pension thing, you do realise that the state pension, right? That 60% is just the state pension. Nobody gets a higher rate than anybody else. It's a set rate for everyone.
Out of the fucking state. Yeah.
No, exactly. So you can't pick on pensioners because
I'm not picking on pensioners. I'm saying that most of the welfare bill is them, and everyone's focusing on these tiny little crumbs. Like, oh, Well, that person on PIP was claiming it fraudulent, which never happens.
You know why they're focusing on the other people and not the pensioners? Because the pensioners have paid into the fucking place. They have been
no
here
one's
since
focusing
day
on
dot.
the pensioners.
You are. You've said you would rather them not vote. You would rather them.
No,
not
I
have
fucking didn't.
You,
No, I didn't. You asked me if that was the case, and I said no. That is not what I think. So
you want them to vote. So you want them to vote, do you?
No, I want them to vote better. They only vote in their own interest, and there's so many of them that it just fucks us all over. Everyone who's not a Boomer, we get fucked over. Everyone who's 55.
Well, that's the whole point of that's the whole point of political parties creating manifestos, right? You're going to have a bias to a political party that is in your favour. So if they're going to
dialectic materialism, great, we're back on a Marxist vibe. Materialism, baby.
Marxism.
Everyone is going to vote for the political party for their political views. Yeah, your material conditions dictate the way you want to vote, which is dialectic Marxism. So
have you read Marx?
Thank fuck.
Have you read Marx?
Read Marx? No one reads Marx.
He's a philosopher. He produced lots of literature on different things. Have you read anything that he's put out?
I have Capital, Volume 1, 2, and 3, but
have you read
very
them?
difficult because of the translation from German.
So you've not read them. You bought the book and put it on your bookshelf.
Interesting, but I then did what? What did I do after that?
Too complex.
You told me that you
No,
couldn't read it with translation.
Ray knows. What did I do after I put the book on my shelf?
Yeah, well,
what happened?
You just looked at it. You pointed at something. I'm guessing it's your bookshelf.
Yeah, that is one of
your bookshelves. So you pointed at something that Karl Marx has fucking wrote. You've just said that the translation's a bit iffy. So have you read it or not?
No, but I know what's in it because after I gave up on the translation, I asked you if you knew what I did afterwards, and you were like, "You probably gave up." Fuck you! I didn't give up. I went and learned it from somewhere else.
So you read it then? You read a better translation of it?
No, but I do have a better translation on audiobook.
Then do you? They always do this. They always preach Marx and fucking.
Right. Do you think you can't get the same information from watching enough videos about Marx?
Is that where you get all your information from? Someone
you said earlier you have to read the book.
When I want to get information on what Marx said and I can't fucking understand the translation, I watch a bunch of videos on Marx because that's what I want to learn.
Since when did Karl Marx produce videos? I want you to quote from Marx. If you're such an advocate of Karl Marx, why would you not read him? You've just berated DP and Bear Britton for not reading Shakespeare and fucking Chaucer and all these kinds of
berated DP for more than that.
Bro, let's not get into it because I'm a bit for taking the piss out of people, man. Leave me alone with that. Because I'll be nice, but I'm not a nice person. Piss me off.
You could be in chat.
I could be cruel if you want.
You could be in chat instead.
Nah, I'll stay here, man.
Good for you.
This is my channel, and if DP wants to come up and he's been respectful, he's going to be here.
Yeah.
What, and you have?
Well, for most of the night, yes. But
yeah, but you haven't for all of the night, have you?
No one does.
The beer's
not when you're having
is that the same for DP,
technically
then?
What's called an argument. No.
And that's okay because we're all adults, aren't we? It's not going to get physical because it's on the internet, so you're safe.
Yeah. Well,
it's all good.
You've seen my fucking arms, brother.
No. Go on, show me your arms.
No, you're good.
But you just said you've seen my arms, brother, and now you don't want to show me.
They've been out all night, but you haven't been.
I can see your shoulders. I can see your shoulders.
Man's got guns in that. Do you know what I mean? What the fuck?
Yeah.
Firing blanks, mate. firing blanks.
That's probably a good thing.
That's exactly how I like it.
Yeah, it's probably been a good thing.
Do you know
Natural connection and all that.
On that bombshell. Thank you, Jim.
I really do appreciate you having me on your stream, actually.
No
Even
problem,
though,
mate.
yeah, it's
No
gone
problem.
a bit. Sorry.
No, don't worry about it. This is the
Nice
way
one,
life
guys.
is.
No,
Have a good one.
No, fair play to you, Jim. I've got to. It takes some balls to come up and like I say, you're taking 4 people on here.
Yeah.
I get that.
And I tried to keep it civil, and then I lost it at some point.
Nah, you're all right. I think the alcohol's got a little bit at the end.
Yeah.
You are pretty sound. I'll give you that.
Just a bit.
You're all right.
Like we've said earlier, we're not going to agree on everything, but this is the whole point, right? We need discourse. We don't need arguments. Channels going against each other, talking shit, talking macca, right? Just talk. It's all right to disagree.
Yeah.
Correct. With that being said, boys, thank you very much for joining me. I appreciate it.
Appreciate you having me, man. Take care, bro.
Have a good one. And there you go. I've had to cut it there because it have long been on 3 fucking hours. I didn't even mean to do that, to be fair. 3 hours. Genuinely, thank you to Jim Speak for coming on. It does take bollocks to come on and put your point across. I think maybe alcohol is not the best lubricant for talking on these kinds of things because things get a little bit heated and stuff, and you don't want that. You want it to be as respectful as possible while having your say. Do you know what I mean? And I appreciate him coming on. I appreciate Katie coming on as well. Big G, Bear Britain, DP. I hope you all enjoyed it. I hope you all are not too fucking tired. I've got a busy day tomorrow, and I didn't mean to be up till fucking 1:30, but never mind. Yeah, have a good one. It's going to be hot all week, and I've got a busy week ahead. So, thanks a lot. Have a good one, and I'll see you very, very soon. Au revoir.